Big Ronnie saying if you don't watch this guy's YouTube channel, you're making a big mistake.
I failed again. What is up, everybody? That is like, it's becoming a theme with me. I'm forgetting to turn off the loop, and so the intro starts playing twice. I got to get better at this. I got to get better. I'm still relatively new to the whole StreamYard experience using StreamYard broadcast here. But what's up, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful day. It is Monday, October 3rd, 2022. It's Halloween season, so we're festive. We got things going on. We got Jack Skellington in the background here hanging out with us, and we got a lot to talk about today. This is going to be a fun episode. So much to talk about. And first, if you missed the stream this past Saturday night, we had an absolute blast. It was so much fun. We ended up giving out 11 different prizes between Wet Movie One and myself. The prizes I gave out: bnchile won a Jillian Jacobs autograph. Chesley won an Alpha Dog and Anatomy 2-pack of movies. Alpha Dog was also on with, I think, the remake of Assault on Precinct 13. Antonis Andrade won Ann Miles autograph and a couple movies. Bullet Blake won a C. Thomas Howell autograph from The Outsiders. Donovan won a Jack Verbois Halloween 2 autograph. Major Reeves won a t-shirt from OGP's Orb Hut, and Major Reeves chose the red shirt with the OGP kick going on it, the like karate kick going on there. Side Hustle Cinema won a $30 Amazon gift card. Balzer won a couple movies, and Janine Marie Harris also won a couple movies. And Janine won something from Wet Movie One as well. And Wet Movie One gave something out to, was it, gosh, what was onion ring something or something? But anyways, it was so much fun Saturday night. I had a blast. I'm still kind of riding a high from that. It was such a fun night. But today is Monday, so of course we've got to talk about the news, the things that are coming up in the world of entertainment. But before we get to that, we are going to be talking tonight about the announcements for the guests coming up to Creepie Con that's going to be happening in February. Over the weekend, Creepie announced a whole bunch of guests. We're going to get into that around 5:30. We're expecting Nick, the producer, also owner of Fearsome Figures, to join us to kind of talk about and recap the weekend of fun that they had announcing guests. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. About a half hour from now. We might have some other guests drop in. I'm not 100% sure yet. We shall see. They have been invited. All the regulars have been invited. But in addition to that, I had a request. I think on Saturday, somebody asked me what my recommendation of Halloween movies. So I put together a list of 20 different movies that to me are must-sees. If you've never watched them, you got to watch them. And it's a really good list if you're looking for things to watch around Halloween. We'll get into that a little bit later on as well. But it is Terrifier 2 week. We are just a couple days away from the release of Terrifier 2. As we know, movies come out on Friday, but they start trickling in like Thursday, sometimes even earlier than that. So Terrifier 2 is going to be out there. Unfortunately for me, I'm going to be in Boston. So I don't know if I'll have time to watch Terrifier 2 before I see you again, but next week I'm definitely going to be looking forward to your thoughts on Terrifier 2. The trailer looks great. I am very excited to check this out. And like I've said, I was not the biggest fan of the first Terrifier, but this trailer looks so good. I'm hoping that it will save the franchise for me. So we shall see about that. And then, well, we'll get into it. Let me say hi to everybody that's here first before we really dive into the news. Andrew Elliott, what's cracking, Andrew? How you doing tonight? Look at that, Janine Marie. Sorry, I think I was calling you Jeannie the other night or something, but it's Janine Marie Harris, a 2-time winner the other night in the house. Janine, whoa, Andrew, maybe not appropriate. OGP, did you watch Last Seen Alive? I have not seen that. VML 3615, I have watched Hocus Pocus 2. I did not hate it as much as everybody else did. We could talk about that in a little while, but it had a solid storyline. There were some fun parts. There were some frustrating parts, but it wasn't to me as bad as everybody else thought. And there's some key reasons for that. So we could talk about that a little bit later as well. That was something that was definitely on the list. Major Reeves, what is going on, Major Reeves? And also, just so everybody knows, every single prize that was given out Saturday night is either in the mail, in possession of the U.S. Postal Service, or the gift card was emailed and the t-shirt has been ordered. So all the prizes are en route to everybody. And that reminded me with Major Reeves being one of the winners from Saturday night. Such a fun show. October 18, McDonald's bringing back the OG Halloween trick-or-treat buckets. Going to grab all 3 for your son. Andrew, that is a very cool idea. They will be very highly collectible. They probably will sell out really fast. So you got to get down there and ask them when you order, hey, can you give me one of each, or see what all they have. But if you're interested in collecting those, don't wait around. Once they're out, you know they're going to sell out quick. Video Man and Gizmo, what up? Moonchild, AIDS Jabber. So I watched LA AIDS Jabber. Chupacabra Lumpa is 3 films for the Halloween list. So LA AIDS Jabber, I just watched that. I don't know. That one was kind of rough for me. But Moonchild, and I have not seen Chupacabra yet, Video Man. And Janine is good. Nice to hear. Awesome. Nocturnal, what's up? Bro, sorry I missed you yesterday. What a shit day I had. I don't want to get into the specifics here publicly, but shit day. I had a shit day, so I was not able to make it to the convention yesterday, and so because of that, I've got a couple other video things popping up to try and make up for that. But Nocturno, hopefully you had fun. Did you see Master Chaos was there, and Fonzo was there also? Would have loved to have got to hang out with everybody, but unfortunately things happen. So, but I hope you had fun there. Way up, dude. What's cracking? Brian Sanchez in the house. What up? Bruce Wayne. What's going on, Bruce Wayne? Tomorrow is going to be an expensive day. Tomorrow is, you are correct about that. And we're diving into it here in just a moment. Tomorrow is going to be a very expensive day, is it not? Wicked Network. What's happening, Wicked Network? bnchile in the house. And bnchile, yep. Package on your way up to the great state of Oregon with your prize in their way up, dude. Trick or treat, smell my feet. Give me something good to eat, right? That's how it goes, right? Hit those like buttons. Yeah, everybody, if you would, a thumbs up would be really awesome. Yes, what up to everybody in the house here. And Ruben Villa, what's cracking, Ruben? Joseph Zamora saw Fly and Fly 2 on HBO Max. Nice. The original Fly movie is so good. The Fly 2, I got to be completely honest, I don't remember if I've ever seen it or not, but the original Fly, great movie. And Bruce Wayne shouts out to the Wicked Network. And with that being said, we're caught up on saying hello right now. So let's do this. Let us dive in to the movie news this week. And we had already mentioned Terrifier 2 is coming out in theaters. I'm hoping that as soon as I get back in town, I'm able to go see it. But like I said, because of being in Boston, and my wife is not a horror movie fan, and my daughter's not a horror movie fan, they're going to be with me. So I don't think I'm going to be able to see it in Boston. I will check it out as soon as I get back in town. Another movie, Amsterdam, which stars Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, Chris Rock, Michael Shannon, Mike Myers, Anya Taylor-Joy, Taylor Swift, Robert De Niro, Rami Malek, and many, many more. They basically hired Hollywood to be in this one movie here. Comes out this week. The trailer has done nothing for me. The cast looks amazing, but I don't know. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on that, but that is coming out in theaters this week. And speaking of theaters, Smile just came out this past week. I was supposed to go see Smile, a early screening with Cinestalker last Wednesday, and I had another shitty day on Wednesday that prevented that from happening. And that I'm not going to get into that. It's family stuff. But Smile apparently has led the box office this weekend and is doing very well. And the things I've heard about Smile are all positive. So what are your thoughts? Have any of you seen Smile yet? I still need to go see Smile, Barbarian, Pearl, Clerks 3. I'm so far behind. But like I said a few days ago, just getting over being sick, where I kind of feel like the cough and everything is completely gone now. Even the last couple days, I was still a little fatigued, a little under the weather, and really killing the caffeine and trying to, get pumped up and stuff. But I don't go to the theaters when I'm sick. I don't want to get anybody else sick. I don't want to be coughing, ruining anybody else's experience. So I have not seen any of those, but I've heard good things about Smile, Barbarian. People are with Pearl, they're either enjoying it or they're hating it. And Clerks 3, they're either, it seems like, enjoying it or hating it. So I'm very much looking forward to checking all those out very, very soon. And I need to do that because before too long, boom, Halloween ends October 14th, right? I mean, we are just around the corner from Jamie Lee Curtis' last hurrah here in Halloween. So very much looking forward to that. Maybe for me, aside from Top Gun, but Top Gun was a carryover because of the pandemic. Halloween Ends, probably my most anticipated film of the year, just to see what they're going to do with it. Who knows if it will be the best or not, which that's going to be, that's like going to be a tough act to follow, like Top Gun, Doctor Strange, X, some of these other movies that came out earlier this year. So I don't know where at the end of the year, if we do our movie rankings for the year, where Halloween Ends will fall, but it is very much anticipated. So that's happening. And then Black Adam coming to theaters the following week. And I don't know if that was my phone or what made that noise, but pardon me while I mute everything here so we don't get any like copywritten ringtones popping up here. Well, let's see. HC in the house. What's up? Are you ready for Art the Clown? I am. HC, I'm very much anticipating that movie. Very much looking forward to it. Hopefully I will get to see it. Hopefully there's like a miracle happens and I get to see it before I talk to you next Monday, which next Monday I will be talking to you probably from a hotel, but live I will be in Boston next Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel, but I will be in Boston doing it up on the laptop and stuff, kind of like I did from Dallas a few weeks ago. But we will still be live next Monday and kind of get you caught up on everything I've done and seen out there in Boston and the New England area. Wicked Network sucks. I couldn't watch the Saturday Night Live giveaway. Well, hey, sorry about that. It was a lot of fun. But here's the thing. It was so much fun. We're going to have to do that again before too long. I don't know if that's something we're going to be able to do every month. But we're definitely going to be doing something like that again here very, very soon. And Jesse Torres in the house. What's up, Jesse? Good afternoon to you. And good evening to everybody on the East Coast. Joseph Zamora. Then I'm watching Mummy 1985 in color. Well, very nice, Joseph. The Mummy 1985. All right, there you go. When is your movie coming out trailer looks good. No official date yet. No official date. Still, I've had so much going on, and I need to do a few things that I just haven't had time for between being sick. When you're sick, it just screws everything up. I was out walking every night, like 3 to 4 miles minimum. I was like feeling good. Life was going good. I had this channel rolling and everything. And then being sick for so long really has put me so far behind the game. So I don't have an answer for you on that yet. But stay tuned. Stay tuned, please. Okay, so let us dive into, as we had previously mentioned, the expensive day that we have tomorrow. And that, in my mind, I mean, you could go a couple different directions, but in my mind, the expensive day starts with Army of Darkness coming out in 4K. Anything from the Evil Dead franchise is gold. And when you get Army of Darkness in 4K, that is almost something that you are required to purchase if you are a horror movie fan. Army of Darkness 4K coming out from Shout Factory. So fingers crossed that it shows up grease-free and printed properly and all that stuff. But Best Buy, $30, Walmart, $33, Amazon, $28. So now, but like my buddy Bullet, he says he doesn't like to order from Amazon because the slip covers always show up damaged. So if you don't have a problem ordering, Amazon is the way to go if you're going that route. However, they do have a steelbook, which they made the steelbook almost impossible for me to get a picture of. So you're not going to see the steelbook up here, but there is a steelbook available at Best Buy and Walmart. Looks like the same steelbook, $33 at Best Buy, $36 at Walmart. So if you want the steelbook, Best Buy is the way to go with that. And then the much anticipated and highly controversial Halloween collection coming out in 4K here from Shout Factory. And we've had our problems with Shout Factory. And then we had our problems with Walmart. What is going on with my voice right now? But Walmart mispricing this at like $22, $23. And then going, oops, our bad. We're giving you your money back. Reorder it for the regular price if you want. I think that the reason they did that is because I'm sure Walmart paid more than $22 a piece for these. So they would actually be losing money to sell them for that cheap. So I understand Walmart's position, but that sucks for everybody that thought they were getting a deal. So those will be coming back. But Best Buy, $105. Amazon, $105. Walmart, I think, is still a little gun shy to put it out there. I couldn't find a price on Walmart right now. But Best Buy, Amazon, both $105 on that Halloween 4K collection there. And then another 4K release that true horror fans must have, and that is Bram Stoker's Dracula coming out in 4K. $28 from Best Buy, $20 from Walmart. Hopefully that's not another screw up on a price. That's a great price. Target, $18, and Amazon, $27. So Bram Stoker's Dracula, Target is the way to go if you're looking to get that. Then you got Fright Night coming out here. $28 from Best Buy, $29 from Walmart, $29 from Target, $28 from Amazon. Fright Night 4K Steelbook. And I think maybe was that like the 25th anniversary, something like that. It was like some anniversary special or something for that steelbook. And then Scream 2 getting a 4K release, and Best Buy has that for $20. Amazon also has it for $20. Walmart, Target, $26. So Scream 2, Best Buy or Amazon is the way to go. And there is a steelbook for that, which looks the same again across the board. I don't think there's like a Best Buy exclusive, at least that I saw. There wasn't. The steelbook looking like $25 at Best Buy, $26 at Walmart and Target. So the steelbook, you're going to want to go to Best Buy for that. A lot coming out on 4K this week that it can cost you a lot of money. I mean, if you're talking getting all of these, I mean, you're well over $200. So good luck with that. and there's other stuff too there's sales going on still from some of these boutique titles or boutique distributors, and so there's a lot that could be had out there in the way of physical media this week. So good luck. Careful with your credit cards there. You got to pay that bill at some point down the road. And then we were going to talk about, well, I guess maybe we can dive now into Hocus Pocus 2, because that is about it for the news looking forward this week. I didn't have, we just don't have the time tonight to look too far down the road at future physical releases or movies coming up like in November, December, just because there's so much to talk about tonight otherwise. So we will get to that stuff. We'll get caught up on that stuff in the near future here. But let's see here. bnchile, maybe they should have sold the Halloween box set at cost to those that pre-ordered. Hey, you know, that would have been maybe a good or the right thing to do. But these are the greedy Walton family that own Walmart. And, you know, when you're talking how many ever thousands of releases, them losing potentially $100, unfortunately, that's just not something Walmart cares enough to do. I don't believe they love your money. They really don't care about you. And this is one thing that frustrates me. And I've already started hearing the commercials. Every time we have a natural disaster, like we just had this horrible, ugly, you know, like it's killed people, it's devastated lives, it's ruined businesses, this hurricane that just went through Florida. And now we have the Home Depot and Walmart and other companies making commercials. Oh, we're with you. We feel bad for you. We're going to have products in store at our regular low prices and all that. If you really cared, if these stores really cared, they would say, you know what? If you live in any one of the zip codes impacted by this hurricane, you come in, we're going to give you 20% off your purchase. We're going to give you, if you purchase, you know, if your house is damaged and you're spending over $500, we're going to give you $100 off. Something like that. Do something for these people aside from saying we're with you. It's like, you know, social media when something bad happens and everybody changes their little picture. I support this. If you really support it, donate money to the cause or go out on the street and hold a sign peacefully and speak, you know, stand up for your beliefs and your cause. This whole like, yay, hooray team, we stand with you. It's frustrating. And these companies like Walmart and Home Depot, they don't care about us. They care about making money. And so it's a little frustrating. So unfortunately, no, they'll never do the right thing, you know, and cut people a break. Jesse Sporbrick, what's up? Hey, OGP, how's it going? Just got back from celebrating your 38th. Starting to feel old. Hey, you know what, Jesse? So you're 38. I'm not going to mention, I'm coming up on a big one in a couple of years as well. So, you know, as you approach the next decade, you start going like, man, I'm feeling old. I remember I turned 25. I was like, damn, quarter of a century. Man, I'm old. That was a long time ago for me, though. But I hope you had fun. And I had a great time celebrating your birthday, and happy belated birthday to you, Jesse. And then you had to figure Scream Factory would be putting Carrie out on 4K. Rye the horror guy. Hey, these companies, when they get the rights to stuff, if they get the rights to stuff, you know, more power to them. But it seems like there is a John Carpenter theme going on with Shout/Scream Factory. So anything they put out that has anything to do with John Carpenter will not surprise me. OGP, would you consider doing a Tuesday hunting movies? So Wicked Network, I tried doing that a while back. Here's the problem for me. And that's what prompted me to actually start doing this video, you know, on Mondays, is because I go to the Walmarts where I live. The Walmarts, the Targets, the Best Buys all seem to get all the Tuesday stuff a day or two late. It's never out on the shelves at the stores by me on Tuesday. It's always, you know, maybe it's just bad employees, bad management, or whatever it is. I have talked to the management at Best Buy and at the local Walmarts telling them, hey, everybody else gets his stuff on Tuesday. I come down here on Tuesday and you don't have it. What the hell? You are losing my business, because now I'm buying from Amazon, and and I'll pre-order it and it will show up sometimes ahead of time. So unfortunately, that's why I haven't done Tuesday hunting videos. I would love to be out there doing that in stores, especially since Wet Movie One is struggling with work and his transportation situation, everything. I would love to be bringing that stuff to you guys. And maybe I'll try it again when I get back in town. Maybe I'll do one and we'll see what happens. Wicked Network, because those are fun videos to do. They're informative, and you can actually see and hold the stuff in your hand versus just talking about it here. But I have had bad luck in the past, but maybe we'll revisit that. Jesse Torres, it's all corporate PR. You are 100% correct. It sadly works for non-thinking people. No, you're right. The people that that aren't deep thinkers, that don't really process stuff, yeah, they're just going to be like, oh, Walmart cares. I didn't mind Hocus Pocus 2. It was never going to be as good as first, but it wasn't horrible. And that is, we'll get caught up on the rest of the comments here in just a moment. But while I have this up on the screen, yeah, let's talk about Hocus Pocus 2. So first of all, the first Hocus Pocus movie, and I had this conversation with Master Chaos a couple days ago, where he's like, no, the first Hocus Pocus, the way it was written and everything about it was a horror movie. I understand that. I get that. For me, it really wasn't what I consider a horror movie. There was no blood. There was no guts. It had like scary moments if you were 8 years old or something. They had evil witches, yes. And they were willing to kill people, yes. But it was a family Halloween time fun movie, was Hocus Pocus. So that's kind of what I expected with Hocus Pocus 2. I didn't expect a horror movie. And so when I went into it, at first I was like, oh no, the child actors trying to be, especially the lead one that was, portraying Bette Midler's character, overacting, not great actors. The director failed with that. Those kids were annoying. Once we got past the kids, the story, we had a solid plot line throughout. Did we need the backstory at the beginning? No, it didn't really. With the kids, it didn't really, it wasn't critical to the storyline. So we could have done without that, but somebody thought it would be fun to make younger people like the movie. And what it is, and what you have to understand, any movie that comes out of Hollywood, before anything is done, they get a script and they go, okay, does this script target a certain audience? And if it doesn't, then we got to go back and tweak the script to make it target a certain audience. With Hocus Pocus 2, then they put together these teams and they go, who do we want to target? And you have an audience that watched Hocus Pocus 30 years ago. Now we want to capture a new audience. So maybe 30 years from now, we can make another one. And so we have to target a younger audience, because a lot of people that watch Hocus Pocus 30 years ago, like my mom loved it, she's not around anymore. So they're targeting younger audiences. So we have to understand that. As much as that's frustrating, it is part of Hollywood now. So you have to kind of go in and say, most Hollywood movies, there's going to be some woke agenda bullshit. I don't care what side of the fence you stand on. When you start putting politics in movies, it sucks. So the woke stuff gets annoying. The bad children actors get annoying. And there were some other things, these teaching moments that were annoying. But all in all, it had some fun spots, and it had a solid storyline. So it didn't bug me that. Oh, somebody's at the door. What's going on? We got a guest coming in.
Knock, knock. I'm coming through the back door.
Ooh, the back door. It is Mr. Wet Movie One House. What's going on, dude?
I'm tired of shit. I was laying down and I just got done watching Hocus Pocus 2, which I might make a video on talking about on my YouTube channel sometime soon. And I'm gonna try to watch the Monsters.
Okay.
Later on. So as soon as I'm gonna tell you now, if it starts getting dark in here, like the sun starts going away, that means I'm gonna have to get going. Get going. But what I miss?
Well, we talked about Terrifier coming out this week.
Yeah.
Or Terrifier 2. Amsterdam with a half of Hollywood in the cast coming out. And then physical media, Army of Darkness, Halloween Collection, Bram Stoker, Fright Night, and Scream 2 all coming out on 4K. Huge week.
Yeah, and I made a video talking about it. I was gonna post it tomorrow, but I clicked the wrong date and it went up today. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
I saw that. I saw you released a video a couple hours ago. Yeah.
If you see me talking about it, I'm like, oh, the movies that are coming out today, like a fucking idiot.
Well, everybody, pretend you're watching it tomorrow. Just pretend you're watching that video tomorrow. There you go.
Whatever. Because I was like uploading it and stuff and trying to do all the shit, and then like I ran to the post office to ship out the giveaway stuff for the two people that won on the last live we did.
Nice. And that's cool. And I already mentioned to all of them, and a lot of them are in the house right now watching. Mention to them that you got the prizes out and I got all the prizes out. Everybody's prizes are out. But so we're gonna talk a little bit more about that stuff in a minute. But dude, we got another guest popping in right now. Here we go. And before we do this, before we bring him on, I gotta do this. Here we go. We're gonna change up our background for this because this is gonna be an exciting few minutes here. There it is. Check out the main man, the big homie, Nick. What's up, dude? What's going on?
How you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Oh man, doing great.
Another day in paradise.
Nice, dude. You had a monster weekend.
Yeah, man.
Nick. Okay, hopefully Nick can reconnect and we'll bring him back in just a second. Maybe hit a bad button there or something. Nick, don't know what happened to you. Come back, dude. We lost you. But anyways, we've been waiting for that. We're gonna talk. Here we go. Okay. Was that on our end or did you hit a wrong button?
That was me.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay, cool. But yeah, dude, you had a monster weekend with guest announcements coming up for Creepie in February. Dude, this is exciting. And I've got them. I got the list here. We're gonna go through them here in a minute. But how are you feeling after this weekend? Are you pumped? What's your initial reaction after your wave of announcements here? How you feeling?
Good, man. I mean, I'm excited. I'm everybody that's on that list I'm fans of. So
nice.
It makes me excited. And then, a lot of people are excited about it too. So that makes me happy. So
yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
That's cool, dude. And knowing I was going to be talking about him today, I didn't really go and share all your posts on social media. Forgive me, but a lot of other people will, and I will be sharing them as well. But I wanted to kind of talk to the viewers here tonight about it, like firsthand, and kind of go over who's all going to be here. But first and foremost, you got to get your tickets to Creepie because the VIP sold out last year. Has it sold out yet this year?
No, there are still some available.
Okay.
Right now. So,
and the link is down below for Creepie for you all to get your tickets. If you live anywhere within Southern California, Southern Nevada, or it's a badass convention. You could travel in from other states. And I think I seem to remember there's maybe on either the website or something, you have links to like hotels nearby or something like that they can stay at.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if those are up yet. I'd have to check, but I know last year we had worked with the city and stuff. So there was like special rates for con goers and things like that. So
nice.
I'm sure we'll have the same thing. If it's not already up there, it might be.
Right on. Cool. Yeah. And that's what me thinking about it. I might have thought from last year's posts and stuff. But before we get into the guests, as we're talking about buying tickets, when you buy your tickets, you also got to get one of these sweet Creepie Con t-shirts that are just $25, right? I think that's what it was, right? I bought mine. I don't remember what I paid for it, but we're going to pick them up at the convention, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Monster Tees. They'll be at their booth. We partnered with them. They're awesome. I'm sure you guys have seen them around other conventions locally. They make great stuff. So it was amazing to work with those guys.
Nice. And so with that being said, Anything else you want to mention before we dive into the guest that you announced this weekend?
No, it's all you, man.
All right, dude. So here we go. And so I ripped your posts off of Instagram, and we're sharing them right here. But first, we got Alex freaking Winter coming in. Dude,
Bill and Ted, boy.
Dude, Bill and Ted, but also one of the greatest vampire movies ever.
Yep.
Right? And so now we're torn. What do we get signed? Or do we get both? And this is what the list of guests is so insane that I'm just like, oh crap! I spent so much money last year. I was at the ATM twice. I came in with money, went to the ATM, and had to go back to the ATM twice. But yeah, Alex Winter. Oh, dude. And so when movie one, would your favorite Alex Winter movie be Bill and Ted's or?
Yeah, I would have to say the Bill and Ted one over Lost Boys. I mean, Lost Boys is cool.
Yeah,
but like I'm more of like a comedy guy, so like the Bill and Ted ones is where it's at for me.
Right on.
I mean, if I had to pick from the two of them.
Nice. And Nick, if you had to pick one, I mean, or can you? Because I mean, always picking a favorite's hard. Can you pick a favorite Alex Winter movie?
I honestly couldn't. I'm a huge Bill and Ted guy, but
Right.
Lost Boys is probably in my top 10 as far as horror movie goes. So for me, it's that one. Yeah,
tough call.
I don't know if I could.
I'm with you. And you know, and at the same time, I don't want to put you on the spot. And you know, as a convention producer, last thing you want to do is not pick a favorite and and maybe some other producers like, hey, what's up with that? You know, like my movie is much. So
if I have one, I'll tell you. Trust me. Yeah.
Okay, right on. Cool. So and then we got Devin Sawa. And so Devin, forgive me, this was a name that I actually had to look at. But
come on, bro.
Oh, my
come
bad.
On, bro.
I know.
Come on, man.
Okay.
SLC Punk, Casper, Now and Then. Man, come on. The Fanatic.
Dude,
Fanatic with John. Dude, he was him and John Travolta in that one, dude. Like John Travolta, he was trying to stalk him.
No, that's him. Because
yes.
Oh, dude. No, okay. So I'm gonna take my Fanatic and get him to sign that. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I already have my Fanatic mini poster. We can't see it. It's up here, signed by Travolta and Devin on there.
Nice.
Yeah,
dude, that is cool. No, and so, but you know, Final Destination. I remember watching the first Final Destination, and it was great. But the like, you know, like the whole franchise, I haven't ever watched all of them and stuff with the Final Destinations, and it's been forever.
Slap yourself.
Yeah, I know. So my bad on that. But and so Nick, is there a favorite Devin Sawa movie?
Ooh.
Or a couple that are like, this is why I'm a Devin fan.
Yeah, I mean, Final's up there, definitely. Yeah. I also really love Casper, man. Casper was a great movie. I mean,
nice.
Yeah.
what about Idle Hands?
I mean, that's another tough one, to be honest.
Yeah. No, dude, and that's the thing about your guests, the guest list. Everyone, especially as we get down, and we're doing these in alphabetical order, but when we get to like the bottom couple, the you know, in alphabetical order, I'm in big trouble here. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be rolling up to almost like 3 or 4 things to get signed. And so then we have the fake Jason Voorhees himself, the Jason Voorhees impersonator, and is it Dick Wyand or Weand? You know.
I say Weand. I don't know if I'm correct. That's the way I pronounce it. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct.
Okay. Yeah. But again, another legend from, you know, one of the, if not the ultimate horror franchise of all time. And, you know, that it's just, you know, the cool thing, we see a lot of other Jason Voorhees at conventions. You know, we see a lot of the other guys that have played CJ Graham, things like that. And was CJ at the convention last year or earlier?
Yeah,
he
CJ
was right? Yeah. Yep. So, but you know, so to mix it up and get a different Jason, that's pretty awesome. So, and is there anything, because I cannot think off the top of my head, is there anything else that he was in that we should be aware of right now or that I'm failing on?
I would have to think. I'm sure. I'm almost positive I could probably name a couple. And
yeah. But this is the big one. The big one is Friday the 13th Part 5.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, you know, they made the NECA figure for him as well. So.
Oh, really?
For that one, yeah.
Is that something we can find at Fearsome Figures?
I actually don't have anymore. Yeah, I'm also that. Yeah, that was a release a while back. I know you can still find them, and they're still. I'm pretty sure most places you still get them for retail around $30-$35. But
dude, that's just because you price your stuff too cheap, man. You sell out so fast. The deals to be had at Fearsome Figures, man. I'm telling you. Speaking of Fearsome Figures, you've got some October signings going on right now. You want to tell everybody, because or has that they haven't closed yet, have they?
I would need to check. They're coming up. Because I think Matthew we're doing in like a couple weeks, and then the two ladies from Rocky Horror are the end of the month, I believe. I'd have to look at the schedule, but yeah. Okay. So there should still be a little bit of time for them.
Right on. And so everybody, Fearsome, Fearsome Figures right there. Link is also down there below. You can find that. You know, you've had some great signings lately, you know, at Fearsome Figures. It's been, man, you've been a busy dude over the last couple of months.
I'm not gonna lie though, man. The last mystery box you dropped, I missed it because it sold out quick, and I was at work, and I'm just like, oh, and it was gone. It kind of, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, that one we made really limited. I've tried to steer away from the mystery boxes. We were doing them quite often, but people started to think like Fearsome was a mystery box company, and that's not. I mean, we do them occasionally, but that's not like what we do. So I was like, you know what? I'll maybe do one, maybe two a year, and they're gonna be super limited. We're not going to make them in like big batches and stuff. So
I'm going to be honest with you. It seems like the whole mystery box game was like really popping in like 2020, 2021. And it's just kind of like slowed down a lot, which is a good thing for my wallet. But like, you know, I'm not just talking about your company, other ones too. It's just like, is it just me, or is it slowed down a lot?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's other companies out there, I mean, that still religiously do them, that make great boxes. I mean, that you know, you have your monthly ones and stuff like that. They're I think will always be consistent. But as far as like guys like me, you know, that was just kind of doing them when we did it, or I got a crazy idea to go do 3 signings and do a box, you know, like you know, I think that may have died down a little bit. I mean, but of course I'm only speaking for myself on that. But I would agree with you on that. It did kind of fizzle out a bit, I would say.
Yeah, because it came big and hard. Like it was like, you know, $150, $200 boxes, $500. I'm like, geez, what's going on with a lot of these different companies? I'm like, I had to like calm down on some of, you know, a lot of that stuff. And I'm kind of glad it did, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, but at the beginning, there's so many of these boxes had great names in them, and then you started getting boxes that were, you know, just, you know, they just weren't worth it. And, you know, it was just, you know, a lot of, I don't know, some of the companies, it was just, they flooded the market and they didn't have enough, you know, good stuff to put out there. So I love the fact, and dude, Nick, your box sold out like in minutes or something, right? Or like hour or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like under a minute actually.
It's insane.
It was crazy,
insane, dude. Yeah.
I mean, the value was nuts in it. So, I mean, I wasn't. Awesome. Yeah.
See, and I don't even question that because of Fearsome Figures, because of the prices. And that's in the thing too, you see at conventions, even, you know, and I'm going to put them on blast because I got beef with them anyways, but Vinegar Syndrome, even at conventions, Vinegar Syndrome jacks up their prices compared to what you would pay on the website. And to me, that's just not right. But your prices, even at the conventions, are still like ridiculously low for certain things. It's just, you know, it's a tough business to be able to do this stuff and make money and make a living off of it. But you've like found your groove to be able to do it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, conventions are hard because, you know, you obviously have, you know, more overhead going in, you know, especially if you're traveling, you know, your booth costs and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, of course you're going to have to charge, you know, a little bit more, you know, to make up for that. So I understand, you know, but I do things my way, and I've always done it that way. So
yeah, and that's awesome. We love it. We love it. So talking guests again, Jake McKinnon is next up here, and this is really cool because I don't know if I've ever seen him at a convention before, at least that I've recognized, but to now I need to dust off my House of a Thousand Corpses again to bring that to get his autograph on there. But what was this? And I guess, without giving away trade secrets, is there, when you were saying, you know what, I'm going to get some guests together, was like Jake somebody you're like, I want this dude at my convention, or was it a name that just came up, or is there anything you can divulge on that process with like
yeah
like Jake?
I mean, I'm a big House of a Thousand fan. We had Robert Mukes last year.
Love him.
Was there, so who's amazing. I love that guy. And then so I just wanted to kind of keep the trend going and have another person there. And then also I don't know if, I think they might be out in time. I'd have to check, but I know Trick or Treat, they came out with the Spalding figure, and now they're doing the rest of the characters
nice.
in the nice blister packs. The Spalding figure is amazing. So
oh wow,
I was like, that would be cool, because then people could grab the figure and then have him sign it there if they choose to, of course. But
yeah.
So, I try to think of like all that kind of stuff when putting these lists together, like
yeah.
So yeah,
that's cool. But also, Halloween 2, Wishmaster, From Dusk Till Dawn, Anchorman, like what a resume. Yep. What a freaking resume. Yeah. Very cool. What movie one? Do you got a favorite or a thought on Jake?
Not really, no. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just kind of a little bit tired today.
Okay.
Today's my only day off I had in like the last 8 days or whatever it was. So forgive me if I'm not as spunky as normal.
All right. That's all right. We're going to give you some spunk right now, Wet One. We're going to give you some spunk because after Jake, in alphabetical order, is your boy, Jamie Kennedy. Dude, what awesome addition to the convention, man.
Yeah, man. Jamie's been making his rounds lately when it comes to the cons, and it was cool to see that he's coming to yours, man. Like he's a really good dude and really down when it comes to social media out there, promoting things and talking about, his experiences. Even when he goes to certain conventions, he always makes videos on his experience at said convention and stuff every time on his YouTube channel. And he's been on my channel a couple times throughout the years. He's a really good dude. I was actually in a movie with him once that no one ever saw because it came out it came out on DVD. Came out on DVD for like a week, and the producers pulled it off the shelves for some weird reason. But I was in a movie with that guy once.
That's awesome. And so, okay, so then Jamie Kennedy. So we got to talk. Man. Can you pick a favorite Jamie Kennedy movie?
Yeah, Nick, you got it.
Don't say Malibu's Most Wanted. That's great, but like it would have to be a Scream movie, right?
Well, it has to. I love Malibu's Most Wanted.
No, don't get me wrong. Funny movie.
I think it was hilarious. That movie's hilarious to me.
Yeah. No, it's so good. It's so funny.
My favorite is the Jamie Kennedy Experiment.
Yeah.
That was my shit back in the day. Of course, there's Scream, but like the Jamie Kennedy Experiment was the shit to me. I still have the DVDs and stuff in my collection over here.
Nice. That's so cool, dude. And and this is like just to speak on how cool of a person Jamie Kennedy is. And this is really your story, Wet One. But that's so at a convention earlier this year, which we won't name, but at another convention, Jamie Kennedy was there, and we went to see him, but he was busy and he was walking away, and so quickly we were like, just saying hi as he took off. And then he messaged you after that convention later that night to apologize for kind of being brief, right?
Well, he wanted to apologize to you pretty much, but he didn't know how to message you. I'm just like, it's okay, man. He was not, it's just like, I guess it was in his mind. Like we were saying what's up and all that stuff, and someone was taking, pulling them to like, the photo time or whatever it was.
Yeah, but dude, just like I'm just some random schmuck at a convention with a camera and trying to say hi to him, and he didn't have time. It is what it is. I get it. hey, I was sitting there waiting for Doug Bradley, and Doug Bradley was an amazing person, very gracious and everything, but they pulled him away. I didn't get no message from Doug Bradley.
Yeah.
Right. But no, the fact that occurred to him to reach out to you about that just speaks volume of what a great dude Jamie Kennedy is.
And I'm hoping Jamie, maybe he has our books like a stand-up comedy like a venue next to somewhere near the con. He usually does that, like finds like a comedy thing and plays some sort of show that's by the convention sometimes.
Dude,
that'd be cool.
I'm not going to say it's right down the street, but there is the Ontario what do you call that? The
Improv's right there, right?
Ontario Improv. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Whatever it is, it'll be all up to him and how he does his own stuff. But like, I see that he usually kind of does that stuff.
Yeah. And the Ontario Improv, they get just as big of names as like Irvine or LA or anything. They get some big names out there. So would not surprise me to see Jamie Kennedy maybe day before, day after, night of, later on, or something like that. But
yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. So Jamie Kennedy, man, Nick, that is sweet, dude. That's like such a great addition, just in the way of people, plus the movies he's been in. But and so here's a question, and maybe you can, maybe you can't answer this, Nick. But when the celebrities come to the conventions, will you know ahead of time what they're going to have to sign, or is it just whatever they show up with, or is there any rules for that? But I mean, we can all bring our own stuff, but they usually have stuff they're selling too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't usually know what they're going to bring. I mean, everybody's kind of different.
Okay.
Like some people I know, if they have pops or figures out, sometimes they'll bring a few of those. I know last year, I think Keith David had a couple figures,
nice.
The limited edition ones at his table. So, I mean, it all depends. I mean, usually they'll have their own table photos, but extra stuff other than that, it's usually best to bring your own, if you want something specific done or a specific image,
Yeah. And see, and that's where, I love supporting, the actors, and like even at San Diego Comic-Con, I ran into Thomas Ian Nicholas, and he remembered me because, Wet Movie One and I had seen him like at the Hollywood show like a week before. And he's like, "Oh, hey dude, what's up, man?" And he was like hooking me up with prices. And I'm like, he was like, "Oh, because, San Diego Comic-Con, it's expensive to get a spot there. He's, got to make his money." And so, but he was willing, he was like cutting me a break, but I'm like, "No, dude, I'm still buying some," even though like I already got his autograph on the movie Adverse that he was nice enough to sign, for Brendan, for a bunch of us. But I was like, dude, I still got to support you. And so that's what I just love when I go to conventions, to be able to support the actors, and I got a real badass Pinhead picture up here signed, by Doug Bradley. I could have brought something else and got it signed, but it is cool. So that's what it's kind of interesting to see what all they're going to have. But I guess the beauty of it is you bring a backpack, you throw a bunch of stuff in there, and if they got something cool at the table, you can either pick or do both or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, but I have a question though, Nick. When it comes to like Jamie Kennedy and one or two of the other guests that you have this year, one of them that we haven't talked about yet, did you have to go through Shawn Clark at all to try to get like Jamie and some of these other people?
Yeah, I mean, I go for everybody. I go direct to their agents to,
Yeah, that's cool, man. Shawn Clark is just like a real down to earth, super cool dude. Like when it comes to him trying to get some people, he's probably the easiest person to talk to. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And
he has a great podcast too.
Yeah, Thing with Two Heads.
Him and Chris.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, no, and he's out like at some really cool looking places. Looking forward to some of his videos coming up soon here.
I like how he links up with Adam the Woo, our mutual friend and stuff.
Yeah,
I like when he does that. Yeah, I haven't done stuff with Adam in a while, but like that was cool. Adam's a good
dude. Speaking of Shawn and Adam, and what's his? The dude from Canada, who about his
Canada.
What's his name? The guy is like VCR, VH something. God dang it. Well, I'm forgetting. But anyways, but those two and the dude, and you'll remember him as soon as probably I say this. But speaking of other guests who I don't have their picture here, but we're gonna get Grim Life Collective is gonna come back again, right?
Yeah, of course. Nice. Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah. No, they were cool, dude. And it was insane. The line that they had nonstop the entire time. I mean, I know they have a huge fan base. Frankly, their fan base might be bigger than, some of the actors, that go, not specifically this convention, because this list is huge, but there are actors at other conventions that you're like, okay, I don't know who that is, but I damn sure know who Grim Life Collective is.
No, it's just kind of weird how the what's it called, the spectrum have changed a little bit when it comes to the way of social media of things. You could be in some really cool big movies, and people know you, but there's people that watch you make YouTube videos all the time that people, they see, they see some of the people every week posting new videos and stuff. So I think it's kind of cool that conventions are kind of embracing some of the, the YouTube people and, bringing them in, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I just think it's kind of a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, they should, the work that goes into those videos and all the traveling and that, doing YouTube, even just doing unboxing videos. I did that for a little bit, and that was a ton of work. So I could only imagine what they go through traveling and filming these videos and, making those relationships to go into certain places. I mean, it's insane. Yeah,
because I felt bad because I was looking at a guest list of a convention that was happening this past weekend, and I didn't know who a lot of those people were. And I felt bad. I couldn't go anyway. I was stuck at work, but there was a lot of guests. I didn't even know who they were. And I'm like, am I a real movie fan? What's going on here? But I mean,
you can't watch them all though. You can't watch. There are millions of movies that ever been made. You're not going to watch them all. So
no. I knew a good amount of them, but there was a good chunk of them. I'm like, man, am I getting old or slipping? I just don't. I don't.
Yeah. But anyways, no, with Grim Life, they have cost me a lot of money because they did that video with that Goonies collector box set thing, and I saw that video, and then they were talking about how it was limited to 1,500, and the one that they had was already over 1,000. I was like, damn it. I was online that night ordering mine to get it. So I got it before it sold out. So I have one over here. And I'm getting it framed up. It's going to be real nice the way I'm going to display it. But that, and then also, this is really cool because, I mean, we're talking this Thursday, 3 days from now, I'm going to be at Haunted Overload in New Hampshire because I saw Grim Life go there. I'd never heard of it before then, but Grim Life went there, and I was like, oh my God, I got to go. I have to go. And so, I was like, I had planned on going to Boston. We were going to Salem. This coming Saturday, we're going to be at this street fair of witchcraft and stuff. But so I love going back to New England around Halloween and stuff. But because of people like Grim Life, I'm like, oh, now I have something else I got to go do or go see or whatever. So that's awesome that Grim Life is coming back. And that tells you they obviously had a good time, at the convention for them to want to come back a second year. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. And so moving on now on the guest list, we have Mark Burnham, and I hope you say Burnham or as opposed to Burnham. But so this year's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a lot of people love that movie. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, it was split. That movie
not
was split.
The biggest fan, but his acting, his portrayal in that movie was phenomenal. The character, the makeup, his intensity, all that was great. And if you are a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, then that's an autograph you need to add to your collection. And it's funny. And just to get off topic here, just for just a second, I just ordered Halloween 3 on 4K because it was on sale, and I'm like, okay, I'm a fan of the franchise. Halloween 3 is not my favorite of all the Halloween movies, but it's part of the franchise, so I have to have it. And that's kind of where I stand with the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not my favorite in the franchise, but it's part of the franchise, and you're having an opportunity to meet Leatherface. That's freaking awesome. And dude, did you not just have like a signing or something with him recently too, or something else?
Yeah, we did a signing. It was us and Mintage.
The Mintage, yeah.
Did a dual signing together. Like right when the movie came out.
Nice.
So yeah, that was been a few months now. Something like
that.
Quite a few months. Yeah.
But dude, you and Mintage, you guys seem to do like I don't know if a lot together is right, but a lot of times you hear Mintage, you hear Fearsome Figures together. Are they good friends of yours or just good business partners? Or
yeah. Michael's a good friend of mine. So yeah, sometimes we'll join on signings. I think we've done it's either 2 or 3. I know we did Corey Taylor together. We did Mark Burnham. That may be it. There may be one more, but yeah, every now and again we'll work together and do a signing together, just for fun. Why not?
Okay, I know this is off topic of Creepie Con and stuff or Fearsome Figures. What do you think about this Macaulay Culkin autograph signing? Did you get in on it at all, or what do you think the autograph might come out as? Because I've seen some authentic ones out there that were going for crazy prices at one point. They were just kind of like a Corey Taylor autograph. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get in on it. I know it's a perfect signing to do because there's so many Home Alone pieces out there that, that's one of the ones you need to finish it. Him and Joe, I think Joe just did a signing, right?
Yeah, I didn't do that one. That was too expensive.
So yeah. I mean, that's kind of your missing link to complete that piece,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would assume, if it's going to be sit down private like that, you may get a little bit more, but
yeah, I guess you never know, huh?
Yeah, you never know. I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It all depends.
Because like when you guys did the private signing with Corey Taylor, did you guys talk to him about doing something more than just that little C? Because I seen, even at conventions, he just does that little C that he does.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the pieces we got, I mean, I'm looking at my Slipknot skateboard right now, and it has like a C and then the 8 in it, so it's like
nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but I mean,
you never know
just how he did it. I mean,
yeah. No, and that's I guess with celebrities, you can't really go to them and really dictate. Hey, like Tim Allen. Hey. I want you to go like you did way back in the day, and I want to actually see the Allen, not just the squiggle of the T or whatever. So I guess you couldn't really go there and tell them how to do their autograph, I would imagine. But just the fact that, that's like, I just can't imagine the being in a business where you have to try and negotiate with people to do signings and everything like that. Like, dude, Nick, like, it's just like, I don't ever want to ask for trade secrets and stuff, but man, the things that you must have to deal with and go through processes to get some of these things done. I bet you probably, if you were paying by the minute, you would have one hell of a phone bill, I would guess.
yeah, for sure. I mean, some take a lot longer. I mean, some can take up to a year to get a deal done. I mean, or more, depending, but, I've never not had a pleasant experience trying to work out a deal. So, nice. It's just, once you kind of get going in the business, it kind of becomes second nature, and you really don't think of it like that. It's just like, it's kind of the job.
Nice. So, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it. And that's, and I want to mention about Mintage too. Mintage is also another site where their prices are on point. He always has great prices over there too. So he does some
killer signings too.
Yeah.
So
I am well aware.
Yeah.
I've given him a good chunk of change too. Yeah. So, and then next up we have Quinn Lord. And so, I mean, obviously right there, we're looking at Trick or Treat, but we also, what else was he in? So was he in? Oh gosh, I thought I saw him from something else recently. What is there anything else that you could think of offhand that he was in?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. I thought I saw something else that I went like, oh, okay. But because as they were coming out, I was like on IMDb looking, and that's like when I go to conventions And I was telling Brendan I failed because gosh, and I don't remember what was the name of that martial arts convention, the one I missed, Brendan?
Oh yeah, the Dragon Fest.
Dragon Fest. I had a stack of movies and I take sticky notes and I write like, you know, which celebrity, so I don't forget, because you get so many of them. So like when I'm going to conventions, I like to go on IMDb, see everything they've done, and kind of decide, okay, this is what I'm going to take to get signed and all that. And so I'm drawing a blank. But dude, Trick or Treat, and I mean, like, if you put together a list of movies that you have to watch around Halloween time, that movie has to be on everybody's list, right? It has to.
100%.
And do you guys remember this? Like, I think it was like Warner Brothers or New Line that put that one out. But like, they were sitting on it for a couple years before they even did anything with that movie. You know what I mean? They were like, "What are we doing with this movie?" They were sitting on it forever. Wow. And then they I don't even think it got a theatrical release, if I'm not mistaken. I think it just got dumped on like DVD and Blu-ray. Yeah, and then it got kind of like the popularity.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it's a good, fun movie, it's gonna get the popularity. It's, you know, people are gonna talk about it. Word of mouth is gonna spread it out there.
No, I just remember
that character itself, you know.
Yeah.
Sam is just something special.
So I keep saying last year, but it was earlier this year at Creepie. I remember there was like cosplayer dude running around dressed up as the trick or treat guy there, and so a lot like these cosplayers that come in, is that just people that dress up that go to conventions?
Yeah.
That just show up?
Yeah.
You know,
they're not paid actors.
Yeah.
You see a lot of kids being Sam nowadays. It's really popular at shows. You'll see a lot of kids, you know, with the sack on and, you know, the jumper and just cruising around.
Dude, no, and Spirit Halloween has some really cool trick or treat stuff. As well as, dude, Nick, have you been to Spirit Halloween this year?
No, I stayed away. There was a couple things I had to get, and I was able to get those. And then I was like, okay, I can't step into that store because it's trouble. And so I got the things I needed. I needed my TCM blanket, and then
there you go.
You know, the Killer Clowns. I think it was the Slim bauble thing.
Yeah.
That was it.
Done, right? So I went in there and I saw the Michael Myers. It's like a statue, like it plugs in or has batteries or something, lights up, but it's like a statue. I don't know. It's probably about 10 inches tall, but it's Michael Myers holding like a jack-o'-lantern. He's got a knife going into it, and it's like a ceramic statue. It's like $45. I was like, I need this in my life. But I'm like, where am I going to put this thing?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with this? But anyways, no, I just mentioned the Spirit Halloween because they do have some very cool trick or treat stuff there. Mm-hmm. So that is an amazing guess. And so I don't have a poster. My guess is after Creepie, I'm probably going to have some type of poster, or at least 8x10 or something that's going to go up on the wall with his autograph. But
I got mine's right there.
Nice. That's
I got cool. One of the lollipops, the half-bitten lollipops, and then
I see that right there.
Yeah.
Nice, that's cool. But yeah, so dude, I'm gonna have to have that, and then I'll have to take my movie and get that signed as well. But
yeah,
okay. So now we're getting into the deep pockets portion here, and not to take anything away from anybody else, but for me personally, because of two of my favorite shows of all time. We're talking Ryan Hurst, and I know, and obviously right here we're looking at The Walking Dead, but for me, Ryan Hurst, Sons of Anarchy. Oh my goodness! Like, dude, when spoiler alert, when they killed off Ryan Hurst, I was like, no, what the heck, man? You can't kill off that dude. But, you know, I mean, him and his wife in the show, both those characters had pretty shitty endings. But anyways, that is a huge, huge signing. And I'm so thrilled that you have him coming because a while back he did. And another person that we should mention who's going to be there, right, is Nightmare Toys is going to be back at Creepie, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And a while back, Ryan Hurst did a signing out in Vegas at Nightmare Toys, and I missed it. So I was like, man, when I saw Ryan Hurst pop up, I was like, yes, so cool. So what are is there anything else that you're thinking of that we may need to get Ryan Hurst signed on from aside from Walking Dead or Sons? Is there anything else?
No, I can't think of anything except for I wanted to ask Nick, what is your favorite autograph piece you have in your collection and why?
We went through this last time, Nick.
Oh, we did. We did.
Yeah,
okay,
well,
never mind. Then.
No. We go through it. It's right there.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of people watching now weren't watching last time. So
true. Yeah. Definitely my rejects piece for sure. Is probably the one. There's quite a few others that I really like, but if you had to say you have to clear your whole collection, it'd be between that and my black and white TCM that I have going up to part 3 with all the leather faces on it.
Is the Devil's Reject signed by Zombie too?
Yeah, Zombie, Sherry, Sid, Matthew McGilroy, EG,
Bill Moseley.
Moseley. I mean, it's almost near complete. Yeah.
Could you put that in your will for me?
You got it, buddy. You got it.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, dude, that is, oh man, that is an epic piece. And no, is Brendan, as soon as you asked that, because I've been sitting here like staring at it the whole time over Nick's shoulder, and I'm just like, man, I was remembering that. I was like, dude, what an epic piece. And like for me, having like Sid, having Bill Moseley, and having like Robert Mukes and some of the other guys, who am I drawing a blank on? The guy, he was at the convention earlier this year, the Creepie earlier this year. Who was the other dude that's in that trilogy that was there? Like red hair dude. Gosh, he was over kind of by the Killer Clowns at Creepie earlier.
Oh, Lou Temple.
Lou Temple, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always forget Lou's name, but Lou was also in Walking Dead as well. Yeah. But dude, what a resume that dude has. But having like all those guys' autographs on different pieces that I have from that trilogy is epic. But I'm like, dude, if I could ever get Rob and Sherry, oh my goodness, that would be.
There's somebody I know that has a Rob Zombie 8x10 of Devil's Rejects for sale right now in the Mystery Box Bunker on Facebook.
Oh, shut up, dude. Oh man. Okay. All right. I'll look it up after the show's over here. Right. But so Ryan Hurst, dude. Oh, that is exciting. And then Skeet Ulrich. So everybody, if you didn't get earlier this year, if you didn't get your Scream posters completed, you've got not only Jamie Kennedy, but Skeet also going to be here. That is really cool, man. And when you think of Skeet Ulrich, Nick, is Scream the first thing you think of, or is there something else you think of before Scream?
Yeah, I mean, definitely Scream. I was also a fan. He was in Riverdale as well.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that show. He played the president of a biker club in that show.
Oh wow, dude! And so even my wife watched Riverdale, but I haven't got around to it yet. And but I've heard good things about it. I need to get to it.
Yeah, it's a good show.
That's cool. Nice, right on. So, dude, Skeet Ulrich, and this is the one to me. This is the one that I'm just like, it blows my socks off and maybe he's probably done other conventions before, but I've never heard or seen this dude at other conventions. What's going on? We got another guest here to add to the room. We are pulling in. We got to take Master Chaos in the house. Hi. What's up, Master Chaos? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Sorry I'm late. I lost my voice recently too, so I apologize.
No excuses, sir.
Hey, I've been waiting for 20 minutes for somebody to send me a link, so thank you.
I sent you a link. I didn't see the other message.
No,
to this? You didn't get a link to this?
I did.
Yes, I said I needed it emailed, and I didn't get the email.
Yeah. Oh, well, I wonder what happened, dude. I swear I sent the email. I swear.
I got.
Okay, my bad, dude. My bad. Oh man, my apologies, MC. So Master Chaos. So I don't think you and Nick maybe you've probably passed at conventions and stuff before because I know.
Nice to meet you, Nick.
Nice to meet you too.
but no, I mean, in fact, I guarantee it, because Fearsome Figures booth being at these conventions that MC you've been at.
Oh, nice.
So,
Okay.
so Nick is the one. With him and his partners putting on Creepie again this year,
It's
and
exciting.
so you didn't make it to Creepie earlier this year, did you?
I did not. No. It's been a crazy last half of the year. So have not been convention hopping until recently. So
yeah. Well, you had a movie that you shot earlier this year, and a lot going on in your life as well. So yeah. So that's understandable. But Creepie February 4th and 5th next year. I think I was showing Nick a while back. I made this shirt of a picture that I took with me and Brendan and Fat Samurai and everybody. And so I want to do another one after this convention, and we got to get MC and we got to get Nick in there too. We got to get the whole posse in there. One big.
Next time you make a T-shirt of the whole crew, could you make it so I look okay, in the face somehow? I know I'm fugly, but god damn, dude,
you're so critical of yourself. I don't think it's that bad at all. I don't think it's that bad.
No, this is messed up. I need to put makeup on. Kind of like when I'm in Master Chaos's movies and stuff, they have gussing me up and stuff.
Yeah,
but you have kind of like a I'm blanking on his fucking name now. I was just about to say it. I'm like, it would have been, and it was a compliment. It was a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
George Clooney, you have a George Clooney thing,
I see that.
The salt and pepper thing,
especially with the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, The American Part 2 with.
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be in Roseanne.
Oh man,
George Clooney was originally in Roseanne back then.
Was he really?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
So wow. So we have MC right as you were popping on. We were about to talk about the last guest announced this weekend. So we're gonna put up. So I'm gonna partially block you for a second.
Sure.
MC.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll go like this.
Tom Payne, freaking Jesus from The Walking Dead, dude. Tom Payne.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? That he was, when he first came in the show, I hated his guts, but he grew on me and became one of my absolute favorite Walking Dead characters. And so, and I'll pull it down to save your neck there, MC. But dude, Jesus, man. And like I said, I don't want to ask for tricks of the trade, but I'm like, how did you pull this off, dude? Like this group of actors you have coming in, but with Jesus, like that, to me, I've got to bring Walking Dead stuff. I've got to bring Sons of Anarchy stuff. I've got to bring Scream stuff, all kinds of different things. My backpack is going to be full as I walk into that convention in February. But Tom Payne there, again, for everybody who doesn't know, he did play Jesus in The Walking Dead. And I know we've seen him in other things, but it's slipping my mind. But is there anything, Nick, you can share with us about Tom Payne or anything, or your thoughts on him? Is there anything aside from Walking Dead that you're thinking about with him or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it was mainly for Walking Dead. I mean, okay. When he, kind of breaks out and then goes into the bedroom, with Rick and Michonne and says, like, your world's about to get a whole lot bigger. Yeah. That's when everything kind of opens up in that show. And, you find out, well, hey, there's other communities here, there, and everywhere,
Yeah.
So for me, that was a very pivotal part of that show, in my opinion, of course. But
yeah. Yeah, no, he was such a huge part of that show. And that's where a lot of times at conventions, you'll see a lot of supporting actors, but very rarely do you see like the real headliners and stuff, and I imagine they're very hard to get, and kudos to Monster earlier this year, putting together that Screamcast. I'm sure that took a lot of work to make that happen. And there's one other convention I don't even remember the name of that happens in Dallas from time to time, and they've put together some casts, ensembles that have been amazing, but you just don't see it that often where you get these big names. But he is one of those names that is just huge for me, that he's going to be the guy where he is one of the guys, him, right? I mean, there's a lot of them, but he is one of the guys that really justifies everybody needing that VIP ticket. So you don't have to stand in the 2-hour line, to get up there to get his autograph. Oh, blowing up over here. Sorry about that. But anyway, so MC, so we'll briefly maybe recap through the guest list here. And so I'm gonna block you for a little bit as we do this. Alex Winter.
Awesome. That's cool.
Right? Devin Sawa.
Oh, and nice.
Forgive me, I was the douche that didn't remember what Devin Sawa was. But no, dude, I'm seriously bringing my Fanatic. I'm seriously bringing my copy of Fanatic. Dick, and do you know, is it Wyand or Weand? We were going with Weand.
Yeah, that's how I say it. I hope he.
What about you? What about you, Master?
Pronouncing it, but
yeah.
I just know him as Dick, so I'll just go by Dick. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. But yeah, so Friday the 13th, Part 5, representing Jake McKinnon. So we're bringing our House of 1,000 Corpses movie that's sitting on the shelf over here to get that signed. Man, dude, and that's, to me, House of 1,000 Corpses is, I know most people it's Devil's Rejects, but for me, Rob Zombie's movies, House of 1,000 Corpses, hands down, in my opinion, his best movie, my favorite. I just love like the kind of grindhouse vibe, the craziness with the colors, and it was just such a out there movie. I just love it.
Can we? I know we're not reviewing Rob Zombie movies, but I feel I'm in the Devil's Rejects camp in terms of like his better films. Okay. House feels like he's trying too hard. The same thing with the Monsters. Like I feel like all his movies feel like try hard. Like, oh, look at this. This house has dolls on it. Oh, how creepy. I don't know. I just felt like he was trying too hard with that one. But I'm glad you like it.
I'm gonna be watching that right after this live stream because I just got done watching Hocus Pocus 2 before I got on here. I still like it's my only day off this week, and until Sunday or whatever. But I'm gonna watch that and then I'll watch the Monsters after right when I get off here.
Oh man, this is my 2 least favorite movies of the year. Enjoy.
So and Nick, we had talked about your like going into the Monsters with it coming out, and I know I might put you on the spot here a little bit, but we had talked about and I loved your opinion going in before the Monsters came out of. We're looking at the Monsters in a different time period before Eddie, before the kids. We're looking at a younger Monsters. Have you had a chance to see it yet? And what are your thoughts on the Monsters?
Yeah, I did. I think he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. And the way like I described it in our conversation is that it was going to have that, Halloween feel of like going back and bringing it to present day. Type thing. I thought it was good. I'm not going to say it's my favorite out of the movies he made because for me, Devils definitely is by far. But I thought he did a good job, and I thought he did what I thought he was going to do with it. And for me, without Wet hasn't seen it, so I'm not going to, I'll leave it there. But
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
it definitely made me want to see another one. I'll say that.
Okay, interesting.
So if he does decide to do another one, I would definitely want to see the other one based on where that one left off as well.
Quick question though. Does Sherry Moon get a shot of her booty in this one too, like she does in all the other ones?
No, I don't remember. I don't think so. I mean, we were. This was.
I'm just saying.
Right?
I'm just saying. Rob Zombie is just like obsessed with that and filming it and stuff all the time.
Yeah, like Lords of Salem. There's a lot of Sherry Moon booty in Lords of Salem.
That's my favorite zombie movie, by the way. I think that's that's a masterpiece. I think it's really well made because he's honestly trying to make a movie. He's not trying to. Oh, I'm making a grindhouse movie. Oh, I'm making some kind of colorful craziness. He's actually trying to make a genuine horror film, and I think it's great.
That's cool. And this is a very interesting conversation that we could talk about for hours and hours. Unfortunately, we don't have that time. But no, I love 31. I love Lords of Salem. I enjoy 31 as well. I am a fan of 31, but I love Lords of Salem. And in fact, last year when I was in Boston, and went over to Salem, I went to like a couple of the different filming locations from Lords of Salem. Just loved it that much. But that's cool. I'm glad you like that. And that's it is. My thoughts on the Munsters movie, and then unless you guys have something else to say, of course, give you the floor. But not to drag on about the Munsters all night long is. And with Nick, I agree that Rob Zombie did what he wanted to do. I think when it was done, he probably went perfect. And I give kudos to Zombie for saying, if you don't like my movies, I don't care. I'm making the movie I want to make, regardless. I'm doing what I want. And that's where, the problems that happened with like House of 1,000 Corpses, him like getting fired from, Universal or whatever, and all that. That whole craziness that happened because he was fighting like with the studio about way things were going and stuff. So for him to be able to do movies the way he wants, that's great. More power to him. He's a rock god, like a rock star legend, and he's a filmmaker. I mean, what an amazing life that dude has.
Just tell him never to make El Super Beasto 2, because I'm gonna cry.
But anyways, I give him credit. I give Rob Zombie credit for doing what he wants and not being swayed or impacted by public, response. So
there is that. Let me just say this about Munsters real quick. He wanted to shoot it in black and white. The studio said no. So he said, fuck it. I'm going to shoot it in colorful candy colors instead. He went the opposite direction. So he literally threw his movie under the bus, in my opinion.
So he wanted and
like the same like with Halloween 2. Like he didn't want to do that, so he made the craziest version of Michael Myers ever with Halloween 2, like the horses and shit. So it's like I can't respect a filmmaker that will throw away an opportunity like that. If you love the Munsters, make a genuine Munsters movie. Don't make a candy-colored cartoon that Herman doesn't act that way. He's not a rock star.
Yeah,
Rob Zombie's a rock star.
Yeah, and the one thing, not the one, but one of the things that that in watching the Munsters that I was like, to me, Jeff Daniel Phillips sounded a lot more like oh my god, I'm getting senile. I'm going senile. I'm losing my mind.
That's okay.
What's his
name? It's called dementia.
It is.
You have it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Jeff Goldblum. He sounded like Jeff Goldblum a lot more than he did Fred Gwynn. And so like and I don't know why, I remember, hanging out with Jeff at Creepie earlier this year. I sat there and bullshitted with Jeff for probably 15 minutes and such a great conversation talking to him and everything. It was so cool. And, so I know his voice and I know what he sounds like. I don't know why I expected him to sound like Fred Gwynn when he came on, the screen there for the first time. But anyways, that was, I was like, that it kind of took me back for a second there. But anyways, let's quickly run through the rest. So I forget where we were, but we were with Alex Winter, Devin Sawa, Dick Wien, Jake McKinnon, then Jamie freaking Kennedy, right? One of the coolest dudes on the planet, Mark Burnham. So we get our Leatherface, Quinn Lord. We got Trick or Treat in the house, Ryan Hurst, dude. And this is one MC that I was saying I missed his signing out there at Christie's Place, Nightmare Toys in Vegas. So I'm thrilled that Ryan Hurst is going to be here. Skeet Ulrich. So if there's anything else from Scream, that's your favorite franchise, right, MC?
Absolutely. Yeah. I already met them, but they're great. Really nice guys.
Yeah.
You can find something else to get signed.
Probably.
And Tom Payne, as we were talking about, Jesus from The Walking Dead.
Does he really play Jesus on that show? Is that his name? Or?
That's his name, Jesus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it's, You look at him. Look at his character.
Yeah,
he looks like Jesus.
yeah.
Okay,
But-
Nick. I got a big question to ask you. You're probably not gonna be able to say it or say anything unless it's just a big flat no. But since you do talk to Shawn Clark, and you have some of his clients coming to your event this next year, and I heard that JLC might do one more convention. Could that be yours, sir? Could that be yours?
Yeah, in my dreams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because there's videos of her telling, like, you know, autograph hounds on the street, like,
yeah, I saw that.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like,
yeah,
it's either could be yours, or, you know, it's most likely going to be like Shawn Clark's, the one he does, like the Halloween, you know, something of terror.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just wondering when and if that's going to happen, because Halloween's going to be wrapping up soon. You know what I mean? That's all I'm getting. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard any talks about anything like that?
No, I just remember seeing the video of her telling them, like, them being like, hey, you know, we got to do something, blah, blah. And she's like, I'll do one more, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was just, that's it. Yeah. I haven't heard anything since that. So,
yeah, I just had to bring that up because I knew you knew, but I just wasn't, you know, who knows?
Trust me, if I knew that and that was part of it, that would be the first thing I would have told you guys, because I wouldn't be able to hold something like that in, because that's whatever show that happens at or wherever it is, I will be there. So I know that.
Yeah.
You know, because there's friends of mine that do live shows too, that get like people like you, or like friends of mine like Michael Felcher on here, like from Red Shirt Pictures, like the guy does like a lot of the special features for like Scream Factory Blu-rays and Arrow Video and stuff. They always kind of like, you know, pick his brain and say, hey, so when is the Nightmare on Elm Street set coming out? You know, like all this, you know, on Blu-ray and things. So they always try to, like, you know, pry little things from him. I was just like hoping you might slip and say something like, "Oh, JLC's coming."
yeah. I wish.
Oh man. Well, so Nick, so we've still got. I mean, we're at the beginning of February, or the convention's at the beginning of February. We're in the beginning of October now, so we've still got 5 good months. Well, you know, at least 4 solid months before the convention. Is there anything else, surprises or anything else that we have to look forward to in announcements, or that may pop up between now and then for Creepie? I mean, because this guest list, this is enough to sell every single ticket that you have available.
But I'm sure there's gonna be like another little tiny wave, isn't there? Do you think?
Oh yeah, that was wave 1.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Nice.
I had a feeling there's something.
And I had heard. Well, I mean, I saw a post that said something about this being the first wave, and so I was kind of, you know, gonna let Nick spill the beans on that, but Wet Movie One pulled that carpet right out from under you there.
That's why I was bringing up JLC. I'm like,
that's a great question, considering, you know, there's more guests that are going to be announced. Hey, that's a solid question.
Yeah. Come on, JLC.
We're all going to start messaging Shawn. Everybody start a campaign. Everybody message Shawn Clark.
Yeah.
We need JLC in the IE. There you go. Hashtag JLC in the IE. That's the hashtag.
Yeah.
It rhymes.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
Holy shit. Tickets will sell out quicker than shit with that.
Yeah, like and so do you have any type of estimate as far as when we can expect any other announcements, or just down the road at some point between now and then?
Yeah, down the road. I would assume or say some more next month, maybe some more this month. Definitely everything should be out by season screenings for sure.
Right.
Which we will have a booth there as well, and we'll be selling tickets at season screenings.
Oh, you are? Nice. Okay, yeah. Cool. I thought last we talked, I thought you were kind of done with booths for the end of the year.
I'm not going to have a Fearsome booth.
Oh, okay, just a Creepie booth.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'll probably definitely be out there one of the days, I'm sure.
Thank you, Michael, for the super chat.
Yeah, because
shoot, I'm sorry. I you know, and I apologize to the viewers. We've been so deep in conversation. I'm gonna get caught up. We'll talk all the you know, the questions and everything here in a bit. I just Nick doesn't have all night, and Wet Movie One doesn't have all night, and I know Master Chaos dealing with being sick and having so much going on, I wanted to kind of give these guys the time while we have them here. But Michael, yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. That is very cool of you. There is only one Jesus, and that is Jim Caviezel. Hey, that is a conversation for a different stream, for a different day. But I mean, that movie, man, it got some views, did it not? It has got some views.
Yeah.
So and now also, so again, I already got mine, and I want to mention this again while we've got Nick right here, is that when you go on the Creep.ie website to get your tickets, sorry, MC, they have a shirt available, and it's really cool. I wish it was bigger. I wish I had a bigger picture I could show you, because you see in the bottom of it, like the Ontario Convention Center, and it's got like Route 66 logo on it and stuff. It is a very cool shirt. It's not just like a horror shirt that says Creep.ie. It's really designed for this convention. And you can get that with your ticket and then pick it up at the convention. So I'll be picking it up day one, and I'll be rocking it day two, I'm sure, because it's a badass t-shirt. I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be there. Want to make sure and cover that again. So everybody, so Nick, where should everybody follow all the different places? Because I know you got a bunch of them. Where should we be following Creep.ie to stay up on the news?
Yeah, I mean, just all socials at Creepie Con. Yeah, it should be across the board: Facebook, Instagram. The website's the same. Yeah, it's all the same across the board.
Nice. And so the links are down below for I think it's well, it takes you to the whatever link I have. It might be straight to the website, but you have the links like on Facebook. You have the link for the website and everything there too. So it's real easy to find all that stuff. But anyways, dude, I am so excited. I cannot wait for this convention. I love the fact too that you have brought something this epic to the Inland Empire, because and I don't mind driving when I can. We won't talk about yesterday, but when I can drive, I don't mind driving out to LA to go to conventions and stuff. But dude, there's so many people, so many viewers of this channel that live in Fontana, live in Ontario, live in Riverside, live in Moreno Valley, and everybody is amped about having this big of a convention out in our neck of the woods. It's so cool. It really is. So we thank you for that. It's so cool. But
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question for Nick. Nick, well, I don't know if you mentioned this already in the beginning. What kind of events do you guys have planned in terms of beyond just the signings and stuff?
Yeah, so we'll have our main vendor hall. A lot of awesome vendors, locals, some from out of state and stuff, come down to the show. We do this year. Fear Farm is going to make a haunt for the event. So when you come in, there's a big room, and they're just going to go wild and build something for it. So there'll be a haunt you could go through.
Nice.
We have the photo ops, obviously. We do a thing called horror speed dating, horror speed friending. So you can go and just meet some people, meet some friends, meet a partner, whatever.
Dude, and that's. Dude, me and Nick, we're rolling in there deep. We're rolling in there. We're gonna do the speed. We're both not looking for significant others, but to go in there and meet other people that are fans of horror. It's a blast. You don't like, even if you're married, go in there and just meet other people, especially if you're on social media or doing stuff like YouTube. Get to meet people, put your name out there a little more. So yeah, very cool.
You guys should.
And the people that put it on, I mean, they go all out. Like, they're in costume, and they make it like an event. It's not like you just roll up to a table, sit there and talk. Like, they make it really fun. So
got it.
Yeah, that's cool. And then I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
You're gonna have like bonus stuff for VIPs, like VIP lounge and stuff too, right?
Yeah. So for the VIPs, there'll be an upstairs lounge that'll just have like seating. It has its own bar, stuff like that. So if you do have one of those tickets and you just want to go take a load off, you can go sit down, grab a soda, grab a drink, and then get back to it. But yeah.
But dude, yeah, no, MC to kind of just talk about like my opinion or perspective of this earliest year's convention. The vendors were on point with like Midsummer. I mean, like basically anybody that I wanted to see that was at Midsummer, they were also at Creepie. I mean, Nightmare Toys. I mean, Morbid Culture. So many different cool vendors. The vendor portion was packed. It was like shoulder to shoulder for a while, and then the guests and everything. So there was so much to see and so much to do. Based on what I've heard about the LA Horror Con this weekend, it should be a lot more than that, lot bigger than that. So it was,
yeah. I mean, it was their first year, but it was a little underwhelming. But I think it's just first year kind of thing.
Yeah.
For HorrorCon. But Nick, you're gonna have panels and things like that, I assume, and
no panels.
Okay.
This year, we will also have the Inked in the IE. So we have a bunch of tattoo artists that'll be there. So if you want to get some tattoos, my personal tattoo artist from Second to None, he'll have a booth there with his whole team. And they're all these guys are like horror tattoo artists. They're awesome. And then the other artists there, it's the same artists coming back from last year, and just everything I saw them produce at the show, I was just blown away. I was kind of jealous, to be completely honest.
Nice, dude. And so last year, we're just gonna go with last year because we're talking about next year. So the last Creepie, the Greasy Strangler was in the house. Any word if the Greasy Strangler is going to be back yet?
He might be at the kissing booth.
Yeah, but then at Midsummer he had a booth with Drew Marvick, and so those two, like, I've loved both of those guys. They're both great, but anyways, the point being about mentioning the Greasy Strangler was, as you went through like the vendor halls, like he was over there. There's so much to do and so much to see. It is a lot of fun. And, and some of these guys that, are not out an actor's row or autograph row, that are still actors and things that pop into these other booths. So much cool stuff and stuff to see. It is like definitely a full day event. But no word on or no idea about Greasy Strangler yet.
Yeah, you know what? I need to check. I've been just
busy,
a little bit. Yeah, getting this already, and then all the other signings and stuff. So yeah,
nice.
He might be like Virgil and just show up. Do you guys know Virgil from WWF?
No idea what the hell you're talking about.
Never mind. That's too much of a deep cut. If you guys are convention goers,
we'll take your word for it.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, but anyways, no, dude, Nick, we are amped. We are so excited for Creepie coming up in just a few months, and but now between now and then, everybody, Fearsome Figures, dude. There's been so much going on at Fearsome Figures this year with Nick, and Nick, you can see Nick's rocking the hat right now. But dude, your autographs, and that's the thing too with Creepie, the prices are on point, just like the prices for autographs and figures and stuff. You're not charging an arm and a leg to get in, and even for the VIP pass for the week. Apparently Wet One's out. Something happened, but anyways, know that the prices are right. So I'm so thrilled, so excited. I cannot wait to get back there. It was such a blast this past year, and I can't wait to get back there again.
Awesome, yeah. So, I'm looking forward to it. It'll come quick, so.
Yeah, no, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We've got coming up, there's Sun, there's the John Carpenter signing, there's Creep It Festive, Season Screaming, LA Comic Con. Dude, there is so much going on in the next few months that and then January we get a breather, and boom, first weekend of February, here we go.
Yep.
So yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. But anyways, I was gonna go and just kind of talk about kind of more of the stuff going on in the wide world and kind of entertainment and stuff this week. But dude, Army of Darkness, the Halloween collection, Bram Stoker's Fright Night, and Scream 2 all getting 4K releases this week. Man, one of the viewers earlier mentioned like it's going to be an expensive day tomorrow. Are you in at all? I know on autographs and stuff, yes, but Master Chaos and I are, and Wet Movie One are physical media fiends. Are you in on the physical media collecting it all? Are you going to be out dropping a boatload of money tomorrow?
You know what? I used to be, but not anymore. I still have a ton of VHSs.
Oh, wow.
That type of stuff, I won't get rid of. Some beta stuff too. And then I started to get into like the Blu-rays and all that stuff, and the steel covers and all that. And then I was just like, you know what? It's too much. I gotta pick. I gotta pick. But
yeah. That's crazy, dude. I don't have a beta. Do you still have a beta player?
You know what? I think I might actually.
Wow. Yeah. No, if you do, I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to ask you, look around sometime. If you do, I'm going to give you, because I have nothing to do with this movie, and I don't think I can even sell it on eBay because of what it is. But I have a beta of the movie Blood Cult, and I'm like,
wow,
what do I do with this movie? And so, anyways,
have you looked that up? Because that's Blood Cult is like the first shot on video movie, so that's like it's a big deal. You might get big money for that.
I tried to sell on eBay and they shot me down. They were like, yeah, and so maybe I'll try again. But there's some movies. It's funny, so my buddy Fluffy, he sells stuff. I'm not talking about Iglesias. We're talking about Fluffy Gamer. He sells stuff on. That's what he does for a living. He sells stuff on eBay, and I can't remember the titles, but there's been movies that he's tried to sell on eBay, and they have locked his account where he wasn't able to list anything for like 4 or 5 days because of certain titles and stuff. And so that's one for me that I got kicked back. They're like, nope, you're not selling that here. And I don't know at the time if they just considered it too taboo or whatever it was, but I've never seen Blood Cult. I need to watch the movie someday. I need to find a place, find it streaming. That's what I've heard, but I still, even though I know it sucks, it's like I still got to watch it, right? I still got to see it for my own eyes, but but anyways, no, I'm like over here for years now with Blood Cult going, what do I do? It's funny too, because like I have Flesh Gordon, not Flash Gordon, but Flesh Gordon. And when I saw that he was going to be at the Hollywood show, I was like, no way. I mean, it's not a beta, it's just a VHS. But I was like, dude, are you kidding me? So I took my Flesh Gordon VHS and got him to sign it, and then got an 8x10. And I was going to frame him, but the frame, I had it custom made to put the 8x10 next to the VHS. But they sent me, like, it didn't fit. It was said it was going to be 1 inch deep, but it was only like 3/4, and the VHS wouldn't fit in there. So I was pissed, but so I still got to figure out how I'm going to frame that thing. But that's the most like random. The night before the Hollywood show, Brendan was over here spending the night, and we were going through stuff, prepping for the next day, what we were going to take to the convention. And we were going down the list, and I was like, no way. And I forget his name is some Williams. But I was like, no way, that dude's going to be there. And Brendan's like, well, you don't know. And I pulled out the VHS. He's like, you got to be shitting me. You do not have Flesh Gordon on VHS. But it's just one of those movies. It was so, I know it's like, it's kind of softcore pornish, but it's the taboo adventure goofiness. So anyways, no, it was fun to take that. But anyways, yeah, no, the stuff that you can take and get signed at conventions, man, that's what makes us all love this world and nerd out. It's so great. Yeah. But anyways, well, hey, dude, Nick, I don't want to keep you all night if you got other things going on, man. But dude, I appreciate you dropping in and hanging out. And I was literally I got to leave for the airport at 3 a.m. tonight to go fly to Boston. So yeah, so because like where I live, it's a drive. So flight leaves at 6:32 in the morning, heading to Boston. So the next because I get back from Boston on Tuesday, and then like that the coming weekend is Sun, and then the following weekend is John Carpenter, and then the following weekend MC. I got my ticket. for that festival. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So,
okay, great.
Yeah. I got a ticket for that. I had tickets for the convention yesterday, so and I'll spill the beans. So I was supposed to go to LA Horror Con yesterday, and I have a bag of stuff that I was going to drop off at Fat Samurai Guy's house for him on the way, and I get in the car, I start driving, stop to get gas, go to get back in the car, key fob is dead, car won't start. I'm just sitting there shit out of luck. My wife is off doing her thing. She can't come rescue me or anything with, the other key fob and stuff. And so I wound up having to and I have free roadside. So that's why I didn't just say like, screw it, leave the car here, get the other fob, drive back later and all that, because plus how long can you leave a car at a gas station before the gas station's going to tow it? So anyways, so did not get to go. So I have printed out my parking pass. And so I spent $10 on that. And then with, I only got the $29 ticket for yesterday, but it was like with the fees or whatever, it was like $32. So fortunately I'm only out like $42, $45, something like that for yesterday. But so that sucks. But no, anyways, I have my ticket for that convention. Have you seen anything or that film festival, MC, about what movies are going to be playing that night? And what's it called again? Do you remember?
It's the Arrow Theater's all-night horror fest, and
Nice.
they do it every year. It's usually a super lively party, and it's usually kind of pretty commercial stuff, like Nightmare on Elm Street, stuff like that. Like the one at the New Beverly shows real deep cut weird shit, like Italian and things like that, black and white stuff. Usually the Arrow one is more traditional. Stuff you've probably seen 1,000 times, but still the audience is really fun, and they give out free food, and
nice.
I probably won't stay all night, but I'll stay as long as I can.
Yeah. When I remember, in your message you mentioned you were like probably gonna at least cap it after 4 films or something. So,
yeah, at least.
And that's where I'll be. For me, it's gonna be about going and for the experience and having fun and all that. I'm looking forward to it. So, man, it's like the next how many ever weekends in a row are just insane. So yeah, like Nick was saying, before you know it, dude, Creepie is gonna be back. But Nick, anything else going on in the world? Any other upcoming announcements in Fearsome Figures land or anything? Or what do you have just in personal life? What is the next convention are you gonna do, like Sun? Are you gonna go to anything else coming up?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go to some stuff. I think next weekend. One of our media partners, the Frida Cinema over in Santa Ana, we're doing like I don't know if you would call it sponsor, but we're doing like a little event there with Creepie, where they're going to do a dual showing of Terrifier 2.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll be out there next Saturday.
Nice.
For that, which should be pretty cool. There's cosplayer going to show up, and, nice. They got specialty drinks and cool stuff like that. So if anybody's out in Orange County, might be fun if you want to. If you're looking forward to seeing that film, I know I'm looking forward to number 2 for sure. So
nice. No, dude, the trailer for number 2, for the trailer for Terrifier 2 looks amazing, right?
Yeah.
So and I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one because of 2 major flaws, in my opinion. The girls, out of anywhere they could have went, they decided to go in this abandoned, creepy building. Yeah. Why do we make that choice? And then I loved how the girl's upside down. We're about to cut her in half. And I'm just like, oh, hell yes. But then when they cut her in half, it was just like, and I'm sure you've seen, the gelatin that they put inside props and effects and stuff. It was basically just that red gelatin in there. They didn't give her really any good guts or innards or anything. And so that effect pissed me off. I was like, dude, as much money as we spent on this movie and as much as that you spent to get her body cast to cut her in half, and you didn't put any good guts in her, what are you doing? It pissed me off. So but anyways, dude, the trailer for part 2 looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm hoping they stick to that kind of, how they made it. It was kind of different and interesting. I hope they don't kind of steer away from that. Like, you could add the blood and the guts and, spruce it up a little bit, but stick to that kind of, why did they walk into this building? Like type of, the type of stuff they did in that film, which made it great to me. So
yeah. What MC? Your thoughts on the first Terrifier? Are you a fan?
I was surprised by it. I think I was more surprised by the fact that it had that it blew up the way it did. That it had creating a cult following nowadays is really hard. So for that movie to explode, I was like, oh wow, okay, great. And that's actually what led me to watch it. I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's a fun little movie. I have heard the second one. Actually, I'll be reviewing that with Tony over on Mr. Tony the Dead's channel.
Nice.
It's nearly 3 hours long though. So
what? Wow.
It's 2 hours and 30 minutes long. So
dude, for like an indie flick, it's still an indie flick, right? Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's either very talky or super gory. Who knows?
Yeah. Wow. The trailer, I mean, it looked like you saw a lot of different locations, a lot of different kills or potential kills and stuff. The trailer was intense. So I'm really looking forward. And I'm bummed because my wife will not attend a horror movie with me. And so because I'm going to be in Boston until I'll be back next Tuesday night, I'm not going to be able to see it until like at least next, a week from Wednesday. So hopefully I can avoid spoilers and stuff before then. But yeah, definitely looking forward to it, man. The trailer looks so good. So, but no, and Nick, I'm with you with like, I loved how it was like, it was dark. It was creepy. The clown was like, sitting at the table opposite the girls and stuff was like, very awkward and cringy and weird and uncomfortable. I was digging all that stuff. Like I said, it was just movies for me. I appreciate more than anything a good, solid storyline. And that's a lot of horror movies lose me when we make stupid decisions. And that's where, just like with, the girls going in the door, I'm like, of everywhere you could have went. Your cars, you can't drive your car. Okay, just run. You've got feet, just run. Go. But then we wouldn't have a movie, right? We wouldn't have that great warehouse location that they had. So, I get it. I just wish they could have been maybe a little more creative of how they got the girls in there or something. Something like that. Maybe, have the clown run by them and purse snatch one of them or something and run in the building and then they follow in or something. But anyways, so I just, I don't know. It's just, I usually, it's funny because I usually, what most people view in movies, I'm usually completely opposite, what people like and everything. But anyways, that's what we love about sitting here talking about, movies. And Nick, Master Chaos and I, we're part of this group that really, MC's the ringleader here of where we do the bottom of the barrel, where we watch the worst movies we can subject each other to, and then we talk about them. So the last episode we did was Death Toilet and Terror at Blood Fart Lake. Have you seen either of those?
I have not.
Yeah.
Don't.
But Terror at Blood Fart Lake, it actually.
Well, that was good. Yeah.
It's goofy. It's a SRS movie. Like Ron Bonk's involved, but I forget the other guy's name. That's always. Do you remember his name? The guy who directed it.
Chris Seaver.
So he has a million movies out there. But anyways, that was fun. It was goofy, crazy, outlandish, very outlandish. More comedy than horror, but the first time I watched it, I got 20 minutes in, I was like, screw this movie. And then because I had to watch it, after I got like more than halfway through, I was like, damn it. Because the goal, whoever picked the worst movie won the contest, which there's our winner right here. There's our champion. But after being about halfway through this movie, I'm like, I lost. The movie's funny. It's really out there. But you won for the Korean from Seoul, right?
Yeah, which no one should see. But
no, it was bad. It was long and it was bad. So Nick, don't ever bother yourself with those. But but it's a fun video that we do. But so we sit here and subject each other to all these movies and watch all this craziness. But
you can find some gyms that way too, though.
Yeah. Well, and that's
where I do it.
What was the movie that Bullet picked? What what was
the Convent?
The Convent. Thank you. I don't know why I always forget that, but that was a great movie. I enjoyed it, for what it was. It's not going to compete with, $1 million budget movies, but it was a fun movie. So, but speaking of movies, I was issued a challenge a couple days ago to come up with a list of my must-see Halloween movies. Before I wind up the show, I'm going to do that. Do you guys need to jam, or is that something you want to stick around to talk Halloween movies?
Yeah, I can stick around for a little bit.
I had to dip out at 7, so I might as well do that now before.
Okay, it is. Yeah, it's 7 right now. Yep. Okay. Yep. Well, MC dude, get better, man. Hopefully you're getting past that, and hopefully your voice is coming back here real soon. But what for everybody? What do we have to expect on the Master Chaos channel coming up this week?
Oh man. Okay. Well, Wednesday, the 5th, I'm gonna have Shawn Whalen on, and we're gonna do a live watch-along commentary for the people under the stairs.
Nice.
And he'll tell us all about working with Wes Craven and all that good stuff. That was his first movie, so that's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And that's really the only thing I have planned at the moment. But things always pop up,
but
here and there.
You did a video just a couple days ago that people should go back and look at, where you had another really cool guest on. Who was that? Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah. I interviewed Michael Bowen, who is the expert on all things Doris Wishman. Doris was at a point in time with the Grindhouse era, she was the most prolific female filmmaker of her day. She did sexploitation movies, and not just the fact that she was a woman, but the fact that she was a woman making sex movies makes her such a unique character. So I was talking with the expert, the guy who spent so much time with her, is going to write biography on her, spent a lot of time with her. So we learned everything about Doris and about exploitation cinema in the 50s and 60s and 70s. That was a lot of fun. Very illuminating conversation.
Nice. And so, not to spoil your video, but you got to be a part of one of her final movies, right?
Her last movie, yeah. She was in Florida at the time, yeah.
And the person, so everybody's, I'll tease you with this. There was a person that to me was really cool when you dropped her name, who you were talking to, and how kind of like was involved with that movie as well in that last one. And I would love, you need to get her on your channel someday, maybe talk about that recap. That would be cool. I'll
talked to her. Yeah, I've talked to her, and she wants to come on, but she's not very tech savvy. So that's an issue when you're dealing with webcams and things like that. But she's excellent.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Well, dude, hey, it's 7:02 now. MC, thanks for dropping by, man. And
yeah, you too, Nick. Hey, good luck, man. I've put on a convention myself. I know it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So if I'll reach out, we'll keep the conversation going over email or something. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, dude. Excellent. MC, have a good night, bro. I'll see you soon.
You too, brother. Have a safe trip. Okay.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
All right. Later, man. Bye, guys.
All right. And so Master Chaos out of here. So, all right, dude. So yeah, Saturday night we did a video, but where Brendan came on anyways. We were just kind of hanging out all night, having some fun. And we started talking like Halloween movies, what to watch and stuff. And I'm gonna do this. We're gonna get back so we don't. So we're not making Nick feel so awkward with the crazy background there and stuff. We'll dip out of that. So because here's the thing, what everybody needs to know is Nick and Web Movie One, myself, Master Chaos, we're all really friends in real life. We're just hanging out and talking. And for me, it's so cool to know, Nick and kind of seeing, what he's doing. And when it comes to like, the putting on the events and the convention and his business and all that, that's all stuff that's none of my business. It's none of any of our business, because it's everybody, it takes a lot of work. Even like talking about Grim Life Collective, the things that they have to do, reaching out to people to facilitate, to be able to go to some of these places, to make their videos. That's all business secrets. That's all, trade secrets. And so we're never diving into that. So don't expect us to ever, ask Nick questions like that, just because we're hanging out. We're not doing that. That's not the intention. We're just friends hanging out. And it's just badass that he also does these things too. And he's a movie fan like the rest of us. We're all, nerds in a certain sense, how you want to look at it, and collecting stuff and just loving these movies and stuff. So just want to make sure everybody understands that. But is there, if before I dive into my list, if there was one movie, or can you think of maybe even a couple that you're like, okay, it's Halloween time, this is the movie I have to watch? Is there any like that for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's one in particular, and I wouldn't really. It's one of my favorite films. Okay. It's horror, but not like slasher-esque type stuff. Yeah. But it's just something like me and my mom back when we used to sit there every Halloween, watch Rocky Horror Picture Show,
nice,
and pass out candy. That was like our thing we did every year. So for me, watching that film every year is a must.
Nice.
Which, like I said, it's one of my favorites. It's not one of those ones where it's like, you're going to, no jump scares or anything like that. But that's just, I mean, it's got a meaning for me. So that's like a must for me personally.
I love that. I love that, dude. And it was my mom that got me into horror movies. And, being my mom's not around anymore, I just remember sitting there. I don't know which one it was, but I just remember sitting there in a bedroom watching a Friday the 13th movie with my mom, and I'm like probably 8 years old, and we're sitting there watching Friday the 13th. And so, I love the fact, having a movie that has meaning to you that's epic. I love that, because that's, a lot of, we look at a lot of movies and we're like, horror movies, whatever. But when there's a connection, an emotional connection to a movie, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah,
I really definitely do. So let me see. So everybody, hey guys, with the comments in the chats again, I apologize. Little different type of video tonight, but I just want all you viewers out there, everybody, I want you to know we love you guys. We appreciate you hanging out. But before I even get into some comments, we're going to do this. We're going to dive in. And I just, because of all, so much going on in the way of physical media and, talking the Creepie announcements that happened over this weekend. And everybody, you should know when you go check out the Creepie on like Instagram and stuff, you see all the posts down there. So if you want to go read up about the guests, you can check them all out if there was anybody you didn't know. But so I wasn't able to put together pictures for my list here. But I did go through and I went online and I just said, like, typed in on Google, like movies that I should watch around Halloween. And then I Googled like best horror movies ever. And then I went through every single one of the movies in my collection. And then I just wrote down a whole bunch of titles. And then I went back and kind of put them in order of what was most important for me to watch for Halloween time. And so some of these, this is recommendations. This is not like, oh my God, I am going to watch each one of these, but these are fun movies that I think are good for Halloween. Some a little lighter hearted, some are not even actually movies. But anyways, the first one on my list, I'm going starting with number 20. I did 20 of them. And the first thing that I recommend, just because it's such a great, it's actually a show. It's not even a movie for the first one. So great, so dark. I absolutely loved it. Is The Haunting of Hill House. Did you ever watch that one, Nick?
Haunting on Hill House?
Yeah. Such a good dude. When on the scene on the couch and when the ghost or whatever is like hovering up above and it camera pulls back and reveals that, dude, I was like, wow, man, that is amazing. But that was, to me, if you're looking for a series to watch, that would be the one I would recommend. I know there's a lot out there, but these are like kind of my personals, and just stuff that I love. And so then next, and this is like one of the darker ones, but for me around Halloween, I really love like evil, dark kind of stuff. Not necessarily exploitation or anything like that, but evil, dark stuff. And that's High Tension. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen that one.
So it's basically these people are on a trip and you've got a psycho who's I really don't want to give any too much away, but High Tension. I found a list and a while back, and it was the most disturbing movies of all time, and High Tension is on that list. And it's just so good. It's very highly regarded or rated. But it is dark. It is a lot of blood, guts, kind of a slasher with some really good twists in it. I'm curious. I'm going to pull up Rotten Tomatoes here real quick and see where High Tension rates on Rotten Tomatoes. But it's definitely one, not for kids, but if you haven't seen it, totally recommend High Tension. And why is it high design, high heat? Do they not even have it? And it has an alternate name. I don't know if it was German or not, but it was also released under Hot Tension, like HAUT. But I'm not even seeing it on Rotten Tomatoes. There's no tomato meter for it. So let me dive into IMDb real fast because I know it's on IMDb. So here we go. It came out in 2003. And IMDb has a 6.7 out of 10, and that's 73,000 reviews. So almost a 7 out of 10. So that's a pretty good rating.
Yeah.
And the description says, best friends Marie and Alexia decide to spend a quiet weekend at Alexia's parents' secluded farmhouse. But on the night of their arrival, the girls' idyllic getaway turns into an endless night of horror. And it's intense. It's not like... it doesn't cross any lines. It's not like a Serbian film or nothing out there like that, but just a great horror film that keep you on the edge of your seat. And then next on my list is Society. Absolutely love this movie. It's a fun one. Have you seen Society?
No.
Okay, so and there's a lot of movies.
I'm writing all these down as you say them too, because
Okay, no, and I'm glad you are, because like High Tension and Society are two that, dude, highly recommend if you've never seen them. Society is a movie that after I watched it the first time, I went online and ordered a copy of it. I think I got it from Arrow Video. But Society, the main house that it takes place at is in Pasadena, and it's right. Do you know? Are you familiar with like where the Rose Parade is and everything in Pasadena?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this gigantic palace house that almost looks like the White House. They set up a lot of stuff in this gigantic yard, this gigantic property that this big, beautiful White House is on. They're right like on the path of the Rose Parade. And anyways, that's the exterior of the main house in Society. But it's a movie that there's some weird stuff going on. And I really don't want to give anything away about it. But, dude, you will love Society. It is such a great movie. Such a great movie. But it's cool just because a lot of it takes place around like Pasadena and stuff. And then next on the list is one everybody knows. And I kind of mentioned this, but as the franchise in general, you pick which one, or for me, it's all about the OG, but that's Friday the 13th. You got to watch when you're talking horror movies and it's October, it's this time of year. You got to watch Friday the 13th. It's almost blasphemy not to pop one of those in if you're looking for horror movies to watch.
Part 3.
So part 3, there it is. All right, right on. Yeah. And I'm torn. I love 3. I mean, I love 1 because it's just the OG, but I love 3. I love 4. I love 6. Like, dude, there's like some great ones in that franchise to pick from. And so then Return of the Living Dead, one of my favorite zombie movies of all time. I think I'm not going out on a limb by saying that, but Return of the Living Dead. Then 28 Days Later. And as well, I enjoyed, and I know it wasn't received as well as 28 Days Later, but I also like 28 Weeks Later. Have you seen that one too?
That one I haven't seen, no.
Oh, dude, it's pretty good, man. It's a little bit different, but it's kind of like, it is like a follow-up to 28 Days Later, like different cast and everything, but same universe. But it is definitely worth the watch, and it will really scare the shit out of you. Based on what we just went through with the pandemic, with COVID and everything, like what the government starts doing to these people, you're like, oh, no way.
Yeah.
So fresh off a pandemic, 28 Weeks Later is good to watch.
Yeah.
And for me, hey, the original OG is great, but I love the 1999 House on Haunted Hill. That is just one of those fun horror movies. And so some of these are really like Halloween-ish movies. Other are just horror movies that I love to watch this time of year. What are your thoughts on the House on Haunted Hill? Do you enjoy that one?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and not like the biggest fan of it, but
yeah. And so, for me, two things stand out in my mind about it, and that's just the song there, the Marilyn Manson song, the theme, the Sweet Dreams song. I just absolutely love that. Some of the chase scenes and stuff, and oh gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name now, but he was in Night at the Roxbury with Will Ferrell, the other actor guy. Gosh, what's his name? But did he do
Chris Kattan?
Chris Kattan, yeah, thank you. Back in the day, I was a big Chris Kattan fan from his SNL skits and Night at the Roxbury and stuff. And so him being in House on Haunted Hill, I enjoyed that. And then one of my favorite, if not favorite, movies of all time, The Shining, just going from normal into absolute insanity with The Shining. To me, it's kind of like we go from September into October. We go from normal summer into the dark world of October. So love The Shining. It is one of my favorite. Jack is just one of my absolute favorites. And I think we talked about last time you were on, we talked about like some of our holy grail items that we would love to get. And Jack is like up there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but The Shining. And then, of course, Texas Chainsaw 74, the OG Texas Chainsaw, that's got to be there. And then going away from the mainstream a little bit, but horror fans know it, and that's Dead Alive, the bloodiest movie of all time. Is that one? Are you a fan of Dead Alive?
That's a good film, yeah.
Yeah. So over the top, absurd. Just love it. Absolutely craziness. Love Dead Alive. And then what would Halloween time be without a vampire movie? And that is Bram Stoker's Dracula. You have to watch Bram Stoker's Dracula. And then Phantasm. Gotta watch Phantasm. Is that a franchise you're a fan of?
Big fan of that franchise. Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Huge.
And then taking a hard left turn here from dark horror movies to something you have to watch every year, and that is The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. You got to do it. Like, I mean, if you were a child of the 80s, or even 70s, like, dude, you have to watch Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, right?
Yeah. Man, it's kind of mandatory.
Right? Yeah. No, and especially anybody with kids too. Like, that's why I love how some of the network TV, stations still do nights where you can go, watch Great Pumpkin and then I can't think of anything else top of my head, but and then as we get close to Christmas, there's the different Christmas cartoons or like the claymations and stuff, the shows, the Rudolphs and that type of stuff. I love all those, and those are, especially from childhood memories, so you got to do that. And then Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is one you just like, it's to me, and I should have talked about this with Master Chaos while he was still on. It's one of those movies that, okay, maybe you categorize it as a horror, but to me, it's more of just a family fun Halloween movie. And that's why, and now have you seen Hocus Pocus 2? Did we talk? I can't remember if we talked about that yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know if he's in it or not, but I'm like, without Zachary Binks, I don't know if I can deal,
okay.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna watch it though.
So I won't we'll talk after you watch it. We'll talk, but there is a black cat in it.
Okay, there we go.
But did they do that cat justice? Did they? Well, like I said, we'll talk about it afterwards. But Hocus Pocus 2, because of the way I look at Hocus Pocus, I enjoyed part 2. There's some things about it that you can nitpick and stuff, but it was a fun family Halloween movie. So I'm not mad at it. A lot of people were really mad at it, but I'm not mad at Hocus Pocus. And then something, it's really the reason of the name for this character, I don't even really understand. But I absolutely love Pumpkinhead. And because the word pumpkin is in it, you got to watch it in October. And I enjoy even Pumpkinhead 2 and 3 and 4. I like them all. Have you seen those? What's your thought on Pumpkinhead?
Yeah, so some of the best figures that were ever made too by movie maniacs also.
Right. Yeah. And
yeah, the Pumpkinhead figures. Whew, yeah. I've got some in the office over there. Yeah, they're amazing. Nice.
So that's one. And then Trick or Treat. You got to watch Trick or Treat at Halloween time. And now here's another one, and probably my last. Well, maybe I have another one. My number one might surprise some people, but my next one on the list is Murder Party. Have you heard of Murder Party?
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
The cool thing about Murder Party, and so maybe I'm a little biased, but it is a fun, action-packed movie that takes place on Halloween night. It's about a guy who winds up through a weird kind of twist of fate, getting invited or an invitation to this Halloween party. And he winds up at different parties throughout the night, but the one party is a murder party. And so I won't tell you any more about who's being murdered or what's going on with it. But Murder Party is a fun Halloween movie. Everybody's dressed up. It takes place on Halloween night. It's a great one for Halloween time. And the cool thing about it, I have another friend who's a filmmaker who lives in New York, because Murder Party takes place in New York. I think mostly in Brooklyn, out kind of by where my buddy lives. And at the beginning of the movie, it starts off in a video rental store. And my buddy, who is a filmmaker out there, Cody Clark, used to work at that store. There's a handwritten sign on the door that my buddy Cody Clark actually wrote and made that sign that's on the door that you see in the beginning of this movie. So it's a little personal connection to it, but Murder Party is a fun movie. Not one I would recommend for kids, but it's not a lot of sexuality and things like that, but a dark horror fun movie. So definitely recommend that. And then next would be The Nightmare Before Christmas. For me, I just can't wait to pop that in every year. I usually end up watching it twice, one at Christmas, one at Halloween, but that's definitely one there. Is that one you're a big fan of?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then, so number 2 on my list is the OG Halloween 1978. What would Halloween be without a Halloween? And now a lot of people have said, in talking about this, that the OG Halloween movie for them that they like to watch on Halloween is Halloween 3. Do you have, in that franchise, do you have a preference or one that you would go to?
I mean, 78's got to be it. Yeah. I mean, just with everything. I mean, some of the scenes, when he's driving by in the car and his head's just turned and he's just cruising by. I mean, those are just, the older films, you just don't get that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Not saying the newer stuff's bad, but I don't know. Yeah. For me, it's just that kind of stuff hits me, and that's I would. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It
is unfortunate that with time, we're losing some of these great filmmakers, the Wes Cravens and John Carpenter is no spring chicken. And so a lot of the old school movies, with some of the subtle things that they did to really add to the movie. Yeah, you're right. We just don't get a lot of that detail and that stuff in newer movies.
Yeah.
But definitely for me, definitely 78. But my number one movie, and this is, I don't know, a couple years ago, this would have been at the top of my list because I hadn't seen it. But after I saw it, I was like, wow, this is something. Number one movie I need to watch at Halloween is The Houses. And because I love haunted houses, and I Fear Farm hooked me up with press passes to go do. I'm gonna do coverage of Fear Farm in the middle of October here coming up. So I'll have a video on the channel about that. I cannot wait to get up there and see their event. And dude, the fact that you're gonna have them at Creepie with what they did at Season Screamings last year and Midsummer. Dude, I know it is going to be dope in February. I cannot wait. But because I love haunted houses so much, The Houses October Built. That is my number one. I must watch that every Halloween. Have you seen that movie?
Nope.
Or the sequel? Okay, dude. So it's about a group of kids. I think they're like from Ohio, and they decide they're going to travel around the Midwest in this RV looking for the most insane haunted houses out there. And they go to one, and they kind of either, you know how haunts are. They like to get on your case and pick at you and stuff. You know, the actors, you know, in there, you know, you know, that's their job, is to scare you and creep you out. And so there's one where they either they went too far, our cast, or the actors took it too far, and the movie doesn't end there. It goes on, and it's insane, the adventure that these kids go through as they're traveling around, going to some of these haunted houses, and they're looking for the real deep, dark, off the wall, obscure ones that kind of like last year, Wet Movie One and I went to a haunted house that one of his viewers made, and I'm not even going to say his name because I don't know that he wants it out there publicly, but it's one of these like LA backyard haunts. And I'll text you the dude's name. Maybe you see if you know him and stuff. But he put on this haunt in his backyard. It took us 10 minutes to walk through this guy's haunted house. It was that big. And I know it was 10 minutes because I recorded the entire way through. And a lot of it's so dark you can't see, but it was me, Wet Movie One, and Cinesoccer. And you hear us like, you know, screaming like little schoolgirls at time when they're jumping out and getting us. But as you walked up to this guy's house, me and Cinesoccer were so damn uncomfortable and unnerved that it really added to it. And once we got back there, and you get through the haunted house, and there's like a party. He's got like a rock band playing, and you know, food and drinks and all that. It was a blast. But I don't know, this dude, his property tax has to be like $100,000 a year for a property that size in the greater LA area.
Oh yeah,
but
easily.
But dude, it is such a blast. And so it's things like that where you're unsure, you don't know. We go into, you know, Universal for horror nights. We go into Not Scary Farm. We're going to walk out alive. We know we're going to walk out fine. But you go into some of these other ones, these backyard haunts, and it's just like, you're feeling pretty good about your chances of walking away, but you don't know. And it adds to it. So that's where The Houses October Built. It's all about these kids, you know, in October going to these haunted houses, and it's just amazing. So yeah, dude, Houses October Built, Society, and High Tension. You definitely need to check out those three.
Yeah, I got them written down. I'm going to definitely check those out.
Nice. And Houses October Built, there's a sequel. I have not watched that yet. I need to. I'll probably do that this year. But while we were talking about that, was there any others that you thought of that you're like, oh, dude, you need to check this out or that out or anything?
I mean, probably the one for me more than anything would be Candyman, the original.
Oh, yeah.
Just because for me, that was the first film I saw. I think I was like 8 or 10 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, and that feeling I got is what got me hooked on horror. Like,
oh, nice.
I literally could not go into bathrooms, you know, random places. And if I did, I wasn't looking in the mirror. I could tell you that right now.
Nice.
And then Tony Todd's voice. I couldn't watch any movie with Tony Todd in it for the longest time because all I heard and saw was Candyman. So nice. That feeling awesome. Really hit me and kind of guided me to, you know, becoming such a big fan.
Yeah.
And then you meet him and he's the sweetest guy on the planet. So,
right.
You know, go figure, you know? Yeah. But
that's cool. That's
that
cool.
one. And then another good one that I really like, Would You Rather. You ever see that movie?
Would You Rather? Oh, that's the one where they're all sitting around that table.
Yeah.
And they have to pick if they're going to take the punishment or the other person's
correct.
Yeah, dude. And that cast, and I love the fact because, you know, I love Trailer Park Boys. They're Ricky's in that, you know. At the
yeah.
So, yeah, dude. That's great, man. No, good call on that one. Yeah. That's a good one. Would you rather? Gosh, what was the other one? The Would You Rather, that reminds me of, what was that movie that it came out not too long ago with Samara Weaving? Oh man, I thought of, as I'm going down the list, I'm like, man, how did I leave off The Lost Boys? How did I leave off some of these others? But I was trying to do a list like of movies that like I would recommend to watch around Halloween time. So not just horror movies in general, but Ready or Not is the movie with Samara Weaving. Have you seen Ready or Not?
Mm-hmm.
So Ready or Not, it's about a family that somebody dies and there's like an inheritance. And in order to get the inheritance, the family plays a game. And the game is that this one person they invite into their house, and it's this big, creepy, haunted house. This one person, if they can survive the night, if the family can't kill this one person throughout the night, then they win the inheritance. And so Samara Weaving is the girl that they're trying to kill. And Nick B, thanks. I see that. Yeah, you got the Ready or Not. It is a fabulous movie. Samara Weaving is an amazing actress. But dude, Ready or Not, dude, you got to add that to your list. It is so good, dude. You will absolutely love it. And have you seen Mayhem with Samara Weaving and Stephen Yeun?
No.
Okay, write down Mayhem too. Mayhem, right? That one, it's kind of like what about is it the Belko experiment where they're all trapped in the building?
Belko, yeah.
So this is kind of like that in a sense, where all these people are trapped in this building because there's this virus going through the building, and it makes everybody lose their inhibitions. So if your boss was there and you hated his guts, you would just kill him, And so all this craziness is going on in there. Mayhem and Ready or Not, I give both of those like on a rating. I would give both of them at least a 9 out of 10. They're both just so good. And Samara Weaving is such a great actress in both. She's just amazing. So, and Mayhem is like the first movie that Stephen Yeun did after Negan bashed his brains in The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. So, so those are absolutely great. But let's see, we got some comments, some thoughts. Let's see, some of the viewers. So Ruben says The Mist is messed up. That's a great movie. The Fog is another good one, and that's one that definitely, as I got to it, I was like, it's great. But if I'm going John Carpenter at this time of year, I'm probably going with Halloween, or maybe even Body Bags before I go with The Fog. But The Fog is a great one. And The Blair Witch, that's another one that I was like, oh, I mean, when you're thinking Halloween, you're thinking witchcraft and witches and stuff, right? So The Blair Witch, and I like all three of the Blair Witch movies. What's your thoughts? Did you enjoy all three of them, or?
I was kind of the first one, and that was kind of it for me. But not that they were bad, but if I had to say like all of them, I'd probably stick with the first. But.
Okay, and so for me, the rating on it would be 1, then 3, then 2, because 2 kind of like changed course a little bit, and 3 kind of seemed to really follow up the first one more. Satan's Little Helper, a Ghost Ship. That one I watched not too long ago. That was a pretty fun one. Have you seen Ghost Ship?
I have not.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not nothing that I'm like, oh man, you need to check out. But it was
Also, Wax is another underrated film, though.
Yeah, true, very true.
That's a good one.
A Rawhead Rex. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's that's like an Australian movie. It's really out there. The effects, it's kind of like maybe the Pumpkinhead sequels, where it's a great story, but the effects weren't that great. But this character, Rawhead Rex, it's a fun adventure movie. Jack Frost, and then Halloween Town. And I am so bummed because at Creep It Real, there was like Halloween Town, like mini reunion kind of thing going on. Yeah. And dude, so I had it booked. I was flying to Texas Saturday and I was flying back on Saturday. Well, my flight to Texas got canceled, and then it was like rebook. What are you doing? Everything got pushed back a day. I didn't get back until Sunday night from Texas anyways. But even if I got back Saturday, I don't think it would have mattered because Sunday is when I got sick, and I was sick for like 18 days in a row. I never tested positive for COVID, but it was all the COVID symptoms and everything. But man, I was bummed that I missed out on Creepie Real. How did that go? How was that convention there? It looked like it was a lot of fun.
It's good. It's always a fun show. My booth was actually right behind the platform where they were at, and their lines were just packed. I mean, literally from the minute gates opened until they closed.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Bummed. And and here's the thing too, knowing, because I did not know about that convention until I think either you or Midsummer Scream, but I think it was like maybe on the Creepie Instagram account might have shared something about that convention coming up. Yeah, like that you were going to be there, or maybe even it was Fearsome Figures where you shared that you were going to be there. But I was like, dude, I've never heard of this one. And looking it up, I was like, dude, with what they're talking about with the buildings and the location, and I know that area, very familiar with Santa Ana and that part of Orange County and the city of Orange. There are some really cool little old school downtown districts in those cities. And I was amped to go. And so, but next year I'm going to get tickets early because I want to get tickets. Because even when they hooked me up, they sent me, like press passes. But next year I'm going to buy tickets early because I want to go and do some of the haunted tours or the tours of the buildings and stuff that they have to offer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but in that location, that area with those old school buildings and everything, so great. Yeah.
That was the first thing I did is went and took a bunch of pictures before doors opened up. Cause those buildings they're from like the 1800s, I think.
Yeah, dude. That's what they're saying. Like in the 1800s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And so that somebody recommends The Last House on the Left. That's a great one. And Hereditary. So Hereditary almost made my list. Is that one you've seen?
Yeah, that one's
messed up movie.
Yeah, that's an intense one for sure.
Yeah, that is. So Hereditary, it's on the same level of intensity as like High Tension. Society, not so much. Society is an older, like old school, has that 80s vibe. It is like, I think it is an 80s movie. But Society is going to give you that 80s horror vibe that we all love. Where High Tension is more like Hereditary, where it's intense. I don't recommend anybody watch it with kids. And so Mr. Jambi says 28 Days Later is great. Yep. So let's see here. Switchblade Romance. That's new to me, Jesse. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah,
you're right. No, that's dude. So I've got a list here as we're talking. I keep this little notebook, and so I just got pages and pages and pages of movies. So, but I think Switchblade Romance is that one Jesse might have recommended that before. Yeah, in fact, I actually have that already written down as one of the movies I think that somebody recommended. I don't know if it was Jesse or not, but that is on my list here. So Ruben Villa. So missed. Let's see here. We had so many. We were jumping around. Balzer. OGP will never get caught up with the comments tonight. Balzer, you are 100% correct. I am sorry about that, Balzer, but I promise you, I'm not going to keep Nick all night because Nick is a busy, and I can't even fathom how busy your life is. But we will do a lot of talking and getting through. And even though like looking at some of these comments, I'm going back over an hour here now. So yeah, we're not going to get through them all, but I hope you all understand.
Tales from the Hood.
Little bit of a different show tonight, right? But yeah, Tales from the Hood, man, hysterical. Let's see. And xAmyCakeyx was at Creep It Real OC, but was too shy to say hi. Hey, Amy lives very close to and I don't remember if it was Ontario or what, but she lives by the Ontario Convention Center. She's going to be Amy. I think Amy went even last year. Did you go to Creepie last year, Amy? But she said she's going to be there this year. And Amy, you're going to have to break out of that shell. We need to say hi.
Yeah, you got to come by and say hi.
Yeah. And but no, Amy's been talking about it for a while, and I knew Amy was going to be there, and I think maybe Nokterno. There was a few viewers that were all going to be at a Creep It Real, and I was so looking forward to seeing you, Nick, checking out the Fearsome Figures booth, checking out the the whole convention as it is. But part of the fun is seeing people and talking to people that you only see like at conventions or things like that.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what is so cool and so exciting about the speed dating or the speed, at Creep IE coming up, because you're going to get to meet people that, especially Amy. So Amy, we got to connect, and maybe Amy can get in the, when we go do over and we go get in the speed dating, maybe Amy can come be part of that, and we'll push her along so start to meet more people and stuff. But is it okay? Cool. I was gonna say, is it time to go? But Amy, yeah, no, like we are. Oh, Amy had VIP last year. Felt like the one scene from Wayne's World walking into the convention center.
Oh,
nice. That's cool. Yeah, no, dude, the VIPs, man, and I cannot stress this enough. The VIP, even if you're only going for one day, it is worth it, because you roll in like a boss. The line went like out to the street, down to the corner, back past the building, but people still got in quick because Fat Samurai Guy and Sexy Sumo, they just had regular tickets and they had to go through the line. They still got in really quickly. And the nice thing is it's February, so you're not standing out in the sun in July or August, but they still got in quick. But you get the VIPs and you just roll right in. And then when you're in there and you're seeing, the guests and stuff, to be able to talk to the celebrities and not have to stand in those really long lines, huge, so huge. So totally recommend everybody. If you can't afford it, definitely get the VIPs. And dude, the VIPs, they're not even that bad price wise. So, but Amy also says, have you guys watched Under Wraps? I don't know. Is that a movie, Amy? What's Under Wraps? That one? Grabbing the pen here and writing it down, because that one I haven't heard of. But Under Wraps, I haven't heard of that one. But that's cool. She actually had VIPs, and that's what I love. Is when you're on YouTube and you're doing these videos, there's people watching all over not just the country but the world, and but so many people from Southern California watching. And getting to hear about this and stuff. So, in the conventions and where we're going and getting to meet people and all that. It's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
So, Grandma House, Evil Grandma. Well, I don't know. Grandma's House. That was a comedy, wasn't it? But anyways, well, hey, dude, we've been going for quite a while now. I've had you here for a couple hours, dude. But
hey.
I literally have to wake up at 2 a.m. to start getting ready to fly to Boston. But dude, so I'm going to go Wednesday. I'm going to go to a Red Sox game at Fenway Park. I love going there for the history of it. Thursday, I'll be at the Haunted Overload up there. Thank you, Grim Life, for doing that video, making me want to go there. And then Friday, I'm going to be at the JFK Presidential Library, in which I just recently went to Dealey Plaza in Dallas to, and saw the museum where JFK was assassinated and all that stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And here we go. And Jesse Torres will also be back at Creep IE 5 minutes from his house. Nice.
There we go.
That's cool. Yeah. And so
big old party.
Yes, we are, dude. It's going to be a blast, man. I cannot wait. And then Saturday, we're going to be in Salem and checking out like the Witch House and everything Salem has to offer at Halloween time. It doesn't get any better than that. And then Sunday, I'm going to a Patriots game in Foxborough. Looking forward to that. And then Monday, everything's up in the air. What else are we going to do in the Boston area? And then flying back on Tuesday. So, man, it's going to be a crazy, crazy week. Action-packed, a lot going on, but going to be a lot of fun. But so you're going to be for sure at Season Screamings, right?
Yeah.
And so, but between now and then, here's a question. Nick, have you heard of Dark Side Riverside?
Yeah, I actually did that show. Shoot, that was 7-8 years ago, maybe.
Wow. Was that a convention?
Yeah, it was like a convention, and it was right by the Mission Inn in Riverside.
But maybe at the Riverside Convention Center.
Yeah, the convention center right there. Yeah.
There's a Riverside Convention Center, and then there's also I think Hilton has a smaller convention center over there too.
This was at the historic. It was in the historic building.
So wow. Okay, so yeah, because the Mission Inn is right next to the convention center and all that. But
it was right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was one of I think the second show I ever set up a Fearsome booth actually.
Oh wow, how cool is that?
Yeah, that was a while ago. No, it wasn't 8 years then. No, it was probably 4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
Wow, crazy. Have you ever been over to the Mission Inn at Christmas time when it's all decorated and stuff?
No, I've always wanted to. Everybody tells me you gotta go over there.
Yeah, it's epic,
a really nice hotel.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. And so we've gone over there. I have not been able to walk through just because you got to get there and be prepared to stand in line to be able to walk through because they decorate it all inside. But even just walking around outside, it's gorgeous. It's worth it if you don't want to stand in the line to get in. It's so amazing. We go over there every couple of years or so with the kids and the family and stuff. It's amazing. Yeah, very cool. But it's one of those places, that's the beauty of Southern California. And I know all over the world you get it, but when you're living by LA, by the entertainment capital of the world, you've got all these different places, even just in Pasadena, near where they filmed, the first Halloween movie. There's streets that close themselves off and they just decorate for Halloween. There's places like Christmas Tree Lane. There's all these different haunts and events and things going on. So it's one of those that we're blessed for living in this area to be able to go do that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. There's a big one in Brea too. They go all out where you can just drive through. And
nice.
The whole neighborhood. It goes for blocks. It's pretty crazy for life.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, dude. I love that stuff. And that's one of the things I remember as a kid and growing up in San Diego. My parents, there was 2 different places down there. One was called Candy Cane Lane, and there was another called something else. But it was one of our things every year. We were going down there, getting some hot cocoa on the way and driving through. And it's those type of memories. That for me and my wife, we always do stuff like that with our kids. So they have hopefully those memories and stuff, but it's just, man, we are so fortunate to live in this part of the country to be able to do that stuff. And in the middle of winter, it's not it's not a sheet of ice outside where we can actually go out and do this stuff and not freeze our butts off.
Throw on a long sleeve and you're good to go.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Amy says Dark Side took over the whole downtown area. It was awesome, but they haven't brought it back. How can we bring it back? Well, Amy, fortunately, we don't need to because we got Creep.ie now, and I get it. That area of downtown Riverside is a gorgeous historic area, and when Creep.ie gets big enough, because it's going to happen, when Creep.ie gets big enough, we're putting stuff in Nick's ear right now. When it gets big enough, and he needs to do Son of Creep.ie, then we'll recommend Nick starts doing Son maybe in that downtown Riverside area.
Oh, I would never take what they do, man. They crush it, dude. I would never do that.
Yeah, but no,
their shows are amazing. So,
but anyways, just if you ever wind up getting too big, you need a second show.
A smaller second show downtown.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. Not totally ripping, but like the Sun, as in his.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I know.
Yeah, because even Season Screamings is the
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But I love how Season Screaming kind of changes it, and that's why I'm so excited about Creep It Festive coming up too. That I'm looking forward to also. Kind of if looking, and I've never been to Creep It Festive, but that it looks kind of like it's maybe a horror themed Christmas. Do you know about that?
As far as that, this is their first year doing it. So,
okay.
So it's their sister show. To Creep It Real. I believe it's also at the Heritage Museum, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would assume, it's just going to be like maybe a Krampus style,
Yes, dude. I love
convention
it.
or something, which would be cool,
Yeah.
So.
No, dude, I can't get enough of these, like the conventions and stuff, especially when they have cool locations or there's something, special about them, a draw, and I just can't get enough of them. And that's where I was so disappointed not making it to Creep It Real, but Creep It Festive, count me in. I will be there for sure. So, but anyways, dude, Nick, I'm going to wrap it up, but bro, it has been so much fun. I'm so happy for you to score all those guests that you did, dude. You were not kidding when we talked last year about, when I talked to you at Creep IE about how you were saying, next year is going to be bigger and better. You're not kidding, dude. It is going to be bigger and better. And I'm amped. I cannot wait to get there. I'm going to have to save up because, man, there's so many autographs I'm going to need out of that convention. That's so awesome. So,
thank you.
But dude, we'll do it again soon, and we'll get you back, absolutely. And then we'll talk Hocus Pocus too after you get a chance to check that out.
Yeah, when you get back or something.
Yeah, no, dude, for sure. And so I'll hit you up in a couple weeks. But so we talked, and so you're not going to John Carpenter signing, are you?
No, I know. Okay. I'm gonna I have quite a few signings this month.
Yeah.
Actually, let me know when you're gonna head up to Fear Farm. I still need to go up there, and I haven't picked a date yet. So.
Dude, okay, so they said they go any day other than opening night. So I'll reach out to dude. I would love to go up there with you. That would be let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Okay, cool. So I'll reach out to you about that. And so we're looking, like the weekend. Well, there's the weekend of Son of Monster Blues, like the 14th, 15th, 16th, or like the following weekend, like one of those 2 weekends. So middle of the month. But I'll hit you up, dude. That'll be a blast, dude. It would be epic. Yeah. Right on, dude. Well, hey, man, thanks. Take care of yourself, dude. I appreciate you being on. It's been a lot of fun, dude. Yeah, we will do it soon.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right,
have a good one, everybody.
Yeah. All right. And so, dude, everybody, Nick, man, absolutely love that guy. The links are down below for Fearsome Figures and for Creep IE. It's an amazing site for autograph collecting, for figure collecting, and there are great conventions in Southern California. There are really great conventions in Southern California. But when you look at the price that you pay for your tickets and the guest lineup, it's not going to get much better than Creep IE in February. So that's kind of like really next year where we're kicking off the horror conventions, at the beginning of February. Later in February, we got Days of the Dead out in Vegas, but Creep IE is where it's at. So look forward to us. That's exciting. Now I'm like doubly amped about going to Fear Farm, because to actually go up there with Nick too is going to rock. It's going to be so cool. But everybody, hey, let's if anybody wants to talk about anything else or anything I missed or comments that you really wanted me to mention, throw them out there now. But please, everybody, accept my apologies. No, dude, Wicked Network. No. He definitely has the Jesse James vibe, right? No, he has that look. He looks like him a little bit. No, I'm totally with you on that. And I think he's even heard that before yet. xAmyCakeyx, anyone going to Shacktoberfest? I have heard about it. They had a big thing about it at Midsummer Scream. I don't know when it's going on, but I have so much planned this month that I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out a date. I'd like to go when Fonzo goes to Horror Nights. I'd love to go to Horror Nights with Fonzo and his posse, but we'll see. There's so much to do in October. So I don't know, but man, at Midsummer Scream, they had that gigantic Shacktoberfest booth and sign and stuff. It was pretty cool. But hey, my guess, I'm feeling like Shacktoberfest is going to be maybe cosplayers and a rave or something, because Shaq's all about the raves and the parties and stuff. So not sure. And Tonus, when will I see Terrifier 2? Unfortunately, probably not until a week from Wednesday, because the fact that I'm leaving to go to Boston tomorrow, I will not be home for a week. And don't nobody get no ideas about coming and trying to break into the OGP pad, because not the entire family's going. There's people going to be home. So the OGP pad is well protected. And I have, with the video cameras, like the ones I just put up that I just got from Yes Camo, this last video, I now have 17 video cameras around my house. 17. So good luck getting into OGP's house without being seen there. But yeah, going to Boston tomorrow and going to be gone for a week. I won't be able to, because my wife is not into horror movies at all. I won't be able to check it out until I get back from Boston. So the earliest that would be is a week from Wednesday, unfortunately. But after I do go see Terrifier 2, I will put up a instant reaction video for that. That is Terrifier 2, Halloween Ends, Black Adam. Those are like the 3 next movies coming up that will get instant reaction videos from me that will be coming up here on the channel. Oliveira fight is mid-October too. No, dude, the Oliveira fight, I think, is that the day of the John Carpenter signing, Jesse? And either that or it's the weekend of Son of Monster Palooza. But that card might be the biggest and best convention, or a biggest and best UFC fight card in history. It might be the best card ever. And Nokterno, shit, Terrifier's only in theaters for 2 days. Well, that's good to know. I didn't realize that, Nokterno, but thanks for the info on that. I might, maybe, well, then in that case, maybe while I'm there in Boston, there's going to be a couple nights because we're taking my nephew who's got to do schoolwork. And then my other son and my daughter, we're taking them, and they have college work to be doing. So there are going to be some evenings where we're going to be kicking back at the hotel. Maybe I'm leaving the wife and kids at the hotel and going to see Terrifier. I might just have to do that because I do want to see that and be able to do an instant reaction for you. So Nocturnal, thank you for that tidbit of information there. But let's see here. So looking at the schedule and results, talking about that card, because the card for Oliveira Makhachev, man, I mean, and that might be one of the best fights in UFC history. That has potential to be one of the greatest fights in UFC history. But you've got Sterling and Dillashaw with the belt on the line. You've got Jan versus Shawn O'Malley. You've got Caitlin Chikagian versus I think it's Fiora. I mean, what an absolute star-studded card. I mean, that is an epic card, but it takes place on October 22nd. So yeah, that is unfortunately the night of the John Carpenter signing. So I do believe I'm going to miss that. I'm going to have to look, and watch the recap of it. Have I seen Holidays 2016? Is that the one where Kevin Smith directed one of those? And it's got like the movie about Christmas. It's got like a Thanksgiving. It's got like a Valentine's Day. Like it's got like a St. Patrick's Day and an Easter. Like all the different. It's like an anthology. If that's the one you're talking about, absolutely love that movie, Shawn. It was so good. Movie full of movies. If we're talking about Holidays, yes. Terrifier 2 is going to Screambox. Okay, good to know. Full Moon. Okay, so Joseph, yeah, can't wait for, we're talking Terrifier, cannot wait. Yep, find a bar. I gotta go find a wicked bar and have some beers, ice cold beers in Boston. Definitely got to do that. I heard that the first kill in Terrifier 2 is way more brutal than the Saw kill in the first one. That's awesome, and I hope so, because that Saw kill could have been amazing, but the effect, if you watch close, you just see when, and you talking to effects artists and stuff, you'll see if you watch ever videos about how they make torsos or whatever they're gonna use. It's this gelatin stuff that they put inside. They could have put a skeleton in there and then filled it up with the gelatin, but the effect looked really cheesy. The Saw going in was cool and everything, but then they kind of was a lackluster finale to that. So I'm hoping that this is bigger and better, but definitely looking forward to it. Cannot wait to check that out. But everybody, hey, it is 8 o'clock now. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. So that means tomorrow night by this time, I will be in Boston. I'll probably be in a rental car heading to my hotel or somewhere in that area. So I've got to go get some rest. I've got to get ready for this trip. Pretty much packed, but there is a little bit more that I've got to do in the way of getting camera and equipment and gear packed up. So everybody, thank you very much for being here again. Accept my apologies, please, about the comments. Next week is just going to be me, maybe a guest or two, we'll see. But next week is going to be all about you, the viewers, and talking and hanging out. We will be getting back to answering all your questions. But tonight was just such an exciting show, talking to Nick, recapping this past weekend's guest announcements for Creep IE in February. And then one of you, somebody said, hey, what's your recommendations for Halloween movies? So I was like, yeah, I'll put together a list. And so we went through that stuff. So it was a great night. Much love to Master Chaos, Wet Movie One, and Nick. Amy, thank you so much. I will have safe travels. And Jesse, thank you as well. Everybody, again, hey, we've got to do this. And I meant to do this earlier because I knew it was going to be a busy show. But before I could even get into it, we got so busy. But I do need to recognize all the channel members for being here and supporting the channel. Number one on top of that list, Balzer77. I love you. Thank you so much for the support and all the gift memberships that you have given out. Your support of this channel is unsurpassed, and I will never be able to express how much I appreciate your support here. So going down the list of channel members here, we are talking about Ray Marquez. We're talking about Balzer77, One's Custom Figures, Bruce Wayne, bnchile, Josh Boyd, Shawn Fleming, Shawn, Killa Carebear, HowWeird KM, The Wicked Network, Vector Victor, Nokterno, Ruben Villa, Jesse Torres, xAmyCakeyx, Master Chaos, Indrid Cold, Pro Retro Hunter, The Monkey, Halo's Finest, and James Hub Masia. Thank you all so much. I love all of you, not just the members, but I love all of you. But members, you're getting some content before everybody else, so it does pay to be a member of the channel. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Everybody, thank you so much for all that. Brian, good night. Have fun in Boston. I will. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody else. Wicked Network. Good night, everyone. Safe travels. Thank you. Yeah, some great videos going to be coming out. Amy, we'll see you soon. Amy, Shawn, have a great night. Have a Sam Adams. Most definitely will have a Sam Adams while I'm in Boston. You can count on that. Bye, everybody. See you later. Everybody, thank you so much. Have a great night. Happy October, everybody. I will see you next Monday, but we're still going to have videos coming out this week. Next Monday, we will be back live from Boston, Massachusetts. Take care. We'll see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.